This will be the first game of the BGSU hockey season that it will be colder outside than it'll be inside the Slater Family Ice Arena. It's about 27 degrees outside here in Bowling Green, Ohio, and it's probably about 55 to 60 degrees here in the Slater Family Ice Arena as we prepare for the Bowling Green State University Falcons to take on the Michigan Tech Huskies in a two-game home series, the second of the year for the Falcons in the CCHA. I'm Ben Korak here with Nathan Burkett from the Falcon Media Sports Network. Nathan, it's, again, as I alluded to, it's pretty nice in here. It's pretty cold outside. How do you feel on this hockey weather day?
This is perfect hockey weather.
It is.
That being said, I'm much happier to be in here with there's no wind chill than out there. Should be a good game. This is, again, perfect hockey weather.
Shout out to our compatriots who broadcasted football earlier today in this weather. It was 31, so a little bit warmer earlier today for the Falcon loss to Miami of Ohio, but it's a little bit colder now and a little bit warmer in here. So Bowling Green versus Michigan Tech. Michigan Tech is on the season a pretty good team. They have a pretty good record, but they haven't really been tested so far in the season. And that's the main thing that jumps off the page for me, Nathan, is that Michigan Tech the Michigan Tech record. They had a tough weekend against Minnesota State last week, lost 5-2 and 3-1, so they were outscored 8-3 in that series. That was their most goals given up on the season in a series and the second least goals scored in a series on the season. But if you look at their other campaigns this season, they had Northern Michigan and Ferris State, who, as we know, are two of the kind of lower end teams in the CCHA. They also played Clarkson, who's now ranked number 20, but they ended up losing both of those games, one in overtime and one 4-1 in regulation. And then against Alaska Fairbanks, they won both. Alaska's not a great team, and then they had a scrimmage against Northern Michigan that they won 4-3. So they really haven't had even competition so far this season. I think Bowling Green's going to be a very good test for this Husky team to show kind of what they're made of and show where they should be regarded in the CCHA.
Yep, I would definitely agree. When you look through the season so far for Michigan Tech, they're a team that, as you said, has not been tested. But I will say, last week other than the Clarkson series, which was not conference games, last week was their first real test of the season against Minnesota State. And even though they got swept, I would say, based on watching the highlights and looking through the stats, they were able to hold their own for much of those games. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter on the score sheet, but I just think that's something to keep in mind for today's game. They were able to hold their own against number 17 Minnesota State.
Minnesota State is number 17. I think the best team in the CCHA, one of the better teams in the nation as well, again, with that ranking. Minnesota State has been very good on the season. Michigan Tech did lose 5-2 in their first game, 3-1 in their second game, so not a one-score game. It was pretty spread apart through those two and not an empty net goals at the end of the game. So that's, again, something to note. Something to note from last year as well. If you tuned in to BG versus Michigan Tech, they only played twice this year, both at home here in the Slater Family Ice Arena. Last year, they've played both in Houghton, Michigan, way up in the UP, about as north as you can get without being in Canada. And they also played here at the 1984 National Championship reunion weekend. The Huskies swept Bowling Green here and split with Bowling Green and Houghton, so they were kind of the bane of Bowling Green. It's been a little bit of a rivalry as of the last couple of years, and has been for a long time, but that's kind of being reinvigorated with some of the things that have happened over the last couple of years. If you look at the lineup, there's not a lot of names that really jump out to you that have either played well this year or have returned from last year. One of the main ones to me, there's two main ones to me. Rylan Mosley is one, who's now playing at Wisconsin. He was one of the leading scorers and one of the leaders for Michigan Tech last season, and he transferred out. So there's a lack of him in the lineup this season. Isaac Gordon's another one that has yet to find his first goal of the season, so yet to get the monkey off the back. He does have 5 assists, but his scoring has gone a little bit down from a guy that was the CCHA Rookie of the Year, 36 total points this year for 18 goals and 18 assists. And another one, Blake Pietola, the goaltender, who was lights out last year, both against the Falcons and against everywhere else in the CCHA. He's not in the lineup anymore. It's a senior that transfer from Harvard, Derek Malahy, that's probably going to get the net today for Michigan Tech. Behind him is a freshman. So a little bit of a lower look Michigan Tech team. They've taken a little bit of a step back to that 6-4 record with an easier schedule. And we're looking at a team that's not what we're used to seeing from Michigan Tech.
I will say, looking at the stats for Michigan Tech, there's two names that are going to jump out to me that if BG wants to play well, they're going to have to shut those guys down. First, number 6, Steven Sardarian. already been drafted by Buffalo. He is currently tied in the CCHA for second place for most goals. So tied for second in the CCHA in goals. Second player, number 14, Max Koski-Pierti. He is tied for assists for ninth in the CCHA. So these two players, they both have 9 points on the year. One has 6 goals, 3 assists. That's Sardarian. Max Koski-Pierti, he has a switch. He has 3 goals, 6 assists. These two players, they are going to be the players that BG is going to be looking to shut down all game. These are the players that are leading Michigan Tech this year, and they're the players that if Michigan Tech's going to win, they're the ones that Michigan Tech's going to be looking to do. Michigan Tech's going to be looking to these two players to produce this game and the rest of the season if they want to win tonight and throughout the season. I
would extend that, Nathan, to that entire first line of forwards for Michigan Tech: Steven Sardarian, Max Koski-Pierti, and Marcus Pettersson. All of them foreigners to us in the United States. Sardarian, a Russian from St. Petersburg, Koski-Pierti, a Finnish player, and Max Pettersson, a Swedish player. All of them foreigners. It would be amazing if they didn't even speak English. That would be such a hockey thing to have happen. But Sardarian and Max Koski-Pierti are 2 of the top scorers, and Marcus Pettersson's 4th in scoring with 6 points, 2 goals, and 4 assists. So that's really the production line for Michigan Tech. It's going to be the line that we're going to look to a couple of times today, and I would foresee with the power play goals scored for each of those players that's going to be the power play lineup for Michigan Tech as well. Pettersson with 1 power play goal, Sardarian with 2, and Koski-Pierti with 1 of his own. And if I do the math real quick, 11 total goals scored for those players out of Michigan Tech's total on the season. So that's a real big line to look at if you're Michigan Tech. And again, on the back half, the defense has taken a little bit of a step back. The only returners, 1 on each of the 3 lines, Chase Pietola being 1, the assistant captain, draft for the Pittsburgh Penguins in the NHL. He's been pretty good this year, a defensive defenseman to say the least, but he finds himself on the score sheet, or he has found himself on the score sheet a decent amount. He's got 3 goals and 4 assists for 7 total points in the season. Casper Varautio, if you remember him from last year, didn't do a whole lot against the Falcons offensively, did a great job defensively. He's only got 1 assist on this season. And Matthew Campbell, the 3rd line defenseman, pretty good defenseman as well. So but a very new look team for Michigan Tech that we're going to have to keep an eye out for, especially that first line of forwards, Sardarian, Koski-Pierti, and Pettersson. So on the side of the Falcons, we saw a lot of good things again in their last series against St. Thomas. They had a 2-2 tie and a shootout win all the way up in Mendota Heights, Minnesota, just outside of St. Paul, and then they had a 6-3 loss, which is one that you'd like to forget if you're the Falcons, but nevertheless, they took 2 points on that weekend. It's too early to look at standings. I'm not even going to mention standings, but they held their own against St. Thomas, did a very good job, especially defensively, had a very strong series. Penalties still riddled them a little bit, but there were some good things to see, some offense being produced from the Falcons for one of the first times this season, 5 total goals scored in the series, and some pretty solid defense, especially in that first game.
Yeah, I would definitely say so. We were talking for Michigan Tech about the defensive defenseman. I would like to shout out a defensive defenseman for Bowling Green, Tommy Pasanen, playing his 100th career college game. He previously played for Clarkson. Throughout the year, he's been a great player for BG, great penalty killer as well. And we're talking about Steven Sardarian. He's a big power play scorer for the Michigan Tech Huskies. He's currently tied for 3rd in CCHA for power play goals. BG's going to have to look to shut him down. So he's going to power play, and they're going to look to players like Pasanen to shut him down.
And another thing defensively worth noting is Gustav Stjernberg is, again, not in the lineup. We are assuming that he is battling some kind of nagging injury. I don't think it's going to be a long-term thing, but again, this is the 3rd game in a row that he's been scratched from the lineup. A benefit of that is that we've seen Jack Blake in the lineup, who has been a pleasant surprise to the Falcons. I think they know what they had, just they haven't had a good chance to get him in the lineup. He had a fantastic series against St. Thomas. A lot of defensive plays. He is credited with that shootout win up in St. Thomas. He beat Jake Seibel for that shootout win in the last try for the Falcons, clutched up in that moment. The only defenseman to take a shootout was Jack Blake. He's been a good addition, playing on the line today with Eric Parker. Tommy Pasanen, as you mentioned, always great defensively. He's working with Dalton Norris today, more offensively minded. He's got a goal and 3 assists on the season. Not a whole lot of offense being produced from Norris, the junior assistant captain, but he'll get it going sooner rather than later. Defensively, they've been pretty good. Their penalty kill has been better than their power play on the season. 744 penalty kill percentage on the season. Pretty consistent, or pretty similar to Michigan Tech's, who has 773. The power play percentage for the Falcons just a little bit higher, about 30 points. They sit just above 200, and Michigan Tech is about that 170 mark. And for the Falcons, that's a good thing, because especially on that penalty kill, they've been averaging 5 penalties a game, and that's a lot to be killed off. You have to have a good penalty kill if you're going to accept the fact that you're going to get that many penalties in a series.
Yeah, I was looking at the stats for CCHA. If you look at the ones for penalty kills, or sorry, for penalties taken, it's a lot of BG players, which is not a good thing. But if you are going to take a lot of penalties, you're going to want a lot of good penalty kill, which luckily for the Falcons, they have had so far this season.
Some pretty clutch penalty kill as well. They did very well in the St. Thomas series, and even without their best defender, in my opinion, Gustav Stjernberg, who again is scratched. You're taking out your best defender, but you're also taking out 21 penalty minutes on the season. For reference, Michigan Tech's leading penalty taker is Steven Sardarian, who has 8 penalty minutes. So that's a swing of a ton of penalty minutes from Stjernberg to Sardarian, and Stjernberg's not even leading by a whole lot more. I know Ben Duran's up there a little bit. Ryan O'Hara's got 8 penalty minutes on the season, so they're pretty up there in penalties. And Willie doesn't want to limit the penalties. He likes the aggressiveness, and you take that into account when you're playing an aggressive game. You hit a lot, you take a lot of penalties, but you also have to be able to kill off your penalties as well and capitalize on your power plays, and we're going to look for the Falcons to do a better job of that today. There's always ways to get better in the game of hockey. So we'll move over to Pick the Stick. Lucas Kleinmeyer, our sports director for the Falcon Media Sports Network, chose Maxwell Martin today, a mainstay pick for him. Martin, a freshman, playing on a line today with Ethan Scardina and Seth Fighton. So a captain and a grad student in Seth Fighton, and a lot of experience. He thinks they're going to be assisting Maxwell Martin on today's game. He's one of the leading scorers for the Falcons. He does have 2 goals, 2 assists on the season, which it's pretty early, so it doesn't sound like a whole lot, but for a freshman, he's been an electric player for the Falcons. Tyler Kavelitz, our production director, chose Ryan O'Hara. He's going to stick with him. O'Hara's been on the score sheet. He's got 7 assists, but he has yet to score his first goal of the season, mainly due to his playing the point on the power plays. He doesn't really work in deep with the other forwards. He kind of plays a defensive role. So Ryan O'Hara is the pick of Tyler Kavelitz to get a score today. Nathan, you chose Ethan Scardino. Why don't you walk us through that pick?
Last time I was in the booth, I went with a pick that I based off purely just off logic. This time, it didn't work for me last time. I didn't get the point. But this time, I'm going purely based off gut. I just looked through the lineup, picked out Ethan Scardina. He's the captain. He's been playing good this year. I got nothing rid of that. It's just pure gut pick today.
I completely don't mind that pick at all. I think there's a pretty even chance for Scardina, especially with that line of Fighton and Max Martin. Holden Ruck back in the booth running the board for us chose Tommy Pastanen in his 100th career game. It would be pretty fitting if he scored a goal in this game. I believe it would be his first goal of the season. That it would be his first point of the season as well. So Pastanen is the pick of Holden Ruck back in the booth. And my pick today, I'm going to choose the leading scorer for the Falcons, Brody Waters. 6 goals, is tied for second in the CCHA. 1 assist to go along with that as well. He works in deep, and against a weaker goaltender lineup for Michigan Tech, I think he's going to be able to find a score, maybe a couple today in this game. He did have a hat trick the last time the Falcons played at home against the Ferris State. He had 3 goals, all on power plays, looking for Brody Waters. So those are our picks: Maxwell Martin, Ryan O'Hara, Ethan Scardina, Tommy Pastanen, and Brody Waters. Nathan, final thoughts before we take a step back and then bring them back for starting lineups and then puck drop.
I will say, we're talking a lot about a lot of players BG is going to have to look out for, a lot of players that Michigan Tech's going to look out for on the BG side. At the end of the day, it's Black Friday, which means a lot of savings. So in my mind, the starting goaltender, which is probably going to be Cole Moore, he's going to have to step up as always for BG. We always have great goaltenders. Cole Moore looks to be the starter today. So give me, on Black Friday, I feel like Cole Moore's going to step up, have a big savings day.
Starting goaltender, sophomore Cole Moore will be the starter for the Falcons today. We will run you through the rest of the starting lineup in a few minutes. We'll take a step back, bring you back for a possibility for the Falcons to take 3 points in the CCHA with a win over the Michigan Tech Huskies today. You are listening to BGSU Hockey on WBGU 88.1 FM.
The premier community theater of Bowling Green is the Black Swamp Players. For over 50 years, Black Swamp Players has been dedicated to the advancement of amateur theatrics, including production of live theater as well as various educational opportunities involving the arts. BSP is a nonprofit organization whose volunteer membership is open to any person regardless of age, religion, sexual orientation, or race. Visit blackswamplayers.org.
Hi, this is Mia Tyler, and you're listening to BGSU Volleyball presented by Falcon Media Sports Network on 88.1 FM WBGU. Now, let's get back to the action.
BGSU junior wide receiver Rakeem Smith is this week's Falcon Media Sports Network Athlete of the Week. Smith was named to the MAC Co-Offensive Player of the Week for his performance in BG's 38-13 victory over Ball State on Saturday, November 23rd. Smith tallied 89 all-purpose yards and found the end zone 3 times against the Cardinals, 2 on receptions and 1 rushing. On the season, Smith has 15 receptions for 230 yards and 2 touchdowns, along with 18 rushes for 119 yards and 3 touchdowns on the ground. This has been Falcon Media Sports Network's Athlete of the Week.
Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU student media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
BGSU hockey is back in the Slater Family Ice Arena for the first game against Michigan Tech on Friday, November 29th. Join the voice of Falcon Hockey, Ben Korak, on the call at 6:45 for pregame and 7 p.m. for the puck drop on WBGU 88.1 FM.
BGSU football can punch their ticket to the MAC championship with a win in the final game of the season over Miami on Friday, November 29th. Join the Falcon Media Sports Network's Reese Patrikas and Sean Connolly on the call at 11:45 for pregame and noon for kickoff. Catch all the action on Falcon Radio.
Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU student media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
Black Swamp Players of Bowling Green is dedicated to the advancement of amateur theatrics, including production of live theater as well as various educational opportunities involving the arts. Founded in 1965, the organization provides high-quality amateur live theater as well as opportunities to the cast, crews, and the viewing public. BSP is a nonprofit organization whose volunteer membership is open to any person, regardless of age, religion, sexual orientation, or race. Visit blackswampplayers.org for more information. The premier community theater of Bowling Green is the Black Swamp Players. For over 50 years, Black Swamp Players has been dedicated to the advancement of amateur theatrics, including production of live theater as well as various educational opportunities involving the arts. BSP is a nonprofit organization whose volunteer membership is open to any person regardless of age, religion, sexual orientation, or race. For more information or to volunteer, visit blackswampplayers.org.
Hello, Falcons. I'm Dontrez Brown. I play defensive line here, and my Falcon 4 favorite TV shows is SpongeBob, Regular Show, Adventure Time, and iCarly. I like SpongeBob because, just growing up, just seeing it on TV, it just made me laugh, and it still makes me laugh today. Adventure Time and Regular Show is kind of a mix. They just always have me laughing. And then iCarly, Sam Puckett is super funny. So go Falcons.
BG Hockey drops puck in the second game of a 2-game set against the Michigan Tech Huskies on Saturday, November 30th. Join the voice of Falcon Hockey, Ben Korak, at 6:45 for pregame and 7 p.m. for game time on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Welcome back to the Slater Family Ice Arena. Bowling Green hockey and Michigan Tech hockey set to face off in the third series of the 2024-25 CCHA regular season for Bowling Green. Michigan Tech and Bowling Green have announced their starting lineups. Nathan Burkett, why don't you walk us through the starting lineup for the Huskies?
All right, from the forward lines back, we have number 6, the junior, Steven Sardarian. The sophomore, number 14, Max Koski-Pirete. Number 22, the senior, Marcus Peterson. Number 7 on defense, Casper Vaha-Ratio. Number 26 on defense, the junior, Victor Hertig. And finally, at goal, the senior, Derek Mohe.
And on the side of your Bowling Green State University Falcons, the captain, or co-captain with Ethan Scardina, number 20, Ryan O'Hara. Down center, Ben Duran, number 23. Down the right, Brody Waters, number 29. On the defensive side, left is Dalton Norris, number 14, the junior and assistant captain. And then playing in his 100th career game in college hockey, the right defenseman, number 25, Tommy Passanen, the grad student in his final year of college hockey. And Cole Moore in the net for the Falcons. No surprise there. He's got to be a brick wall today if they want to beat the Michigan Tech Huskies. Ben Duran in the wheel for the Falcons. They win the first faceoff. Passanen carries, knocks it over to Norris, dumps it in off of O'Hara and down into the zone. Vaha-Ratio eats this hit, taking it up is Sardarian. Sardarian down the near side, working in toward the middle. Pass into Koska-Pirti with a low-angle shot, and it's saved by Cole Moore. Big hit on the far side, boards to Waters, away from the play. Ben Duran chasing this puck. Tech gets it inside the blue line. It's a 4-on-1. It dumps it in, but the Huskies get a line change. Waters in the near side, up and 2, and now the Falcons will go for a change, and we'll set it up behind Derek Malahi, the goaltender for Michigan Tech. Inside the blue line, Ville Imonen dumping it into the zone. Whistle and a call. And I think we're going to get a high sticking and assessed to somebody. Possibly an icing.
It was just a high stick on
stick.
Ville Imonen. It'll be a face-off in BG's end.
Imonen for the draw. Matched up against Tom Lepa, a new player for Michigan Tech this year, a freshman out of Fargo in the USHL. The puck clears into the bench. Whistle blows, we'll get another face-off. I think it's going to be in the neutral zone. Almost a minute expired. First period, Falcons and Huskies. It will be to the right of Cole Moore. That's where the draw will be. Sophomore out of Toronto, Ontario. He's .908 save percentage, 2.87 goals allowed on the season, and tainting that is a couple of 6-goal games, one against Western Michigan, one against St. Thomas, the last game that they've played. Some defensive breakdowns from the Falcons, nevertheless, a couple. Scardina working his way in. This one's gloved by Malahi, dropped, and right there is another Falcon that's fighting, trying to push that one in, but Malahi gloves it.
That was a big rebound opportunity there.
Huge one. He sent it up high. Looked like Malahi was just going to glove it and hold on to it. It maybe just didn't catch it clean. Scardina fighting and Martin, the forward line. Martin on the right, fighting on the left, oddly enough, as normally their positions are switched. Tech comes up with this one, working it up. Norris gives chase. He'll get pretty clean possession, but he's getting bolstered by a Husky. Back up to the point. Turning it back around is Campbell. Near side, working in. Works, turns this one back around. The captain of the Huskies, tipped away by Moore. Campbell wears a hit and gets it to his man. Good hit from Fighton to get this puck away. Dumping it in is Michigan Tech, who comes back up with this puck. Back around is Parker. Parker to Martin. Martin gets it out of the zone. A couple of Falcons will go for a change as Fighton pressures. Now he'll go for one himself. Completely fresh line on for Bowling Green. And around Ozar with pressure. Blake on the near side. Big hit by Blake. Michigan Tech clears it back around. Ozar will come up with possession. Working it back toward Parker. Parker off the half wall. Back to Blake behind his tender. And a big hit right back. Rylan Brown put a hit on Blake, but he's up and at him.
You take a big hit.
Pass up and in. Jaden Grant with a breakaway. Down the near side. Working in. Shot is saved by Malahi. Good play to shut it off.
What an opportunity there for the Falcons.
The centerman, Jaden Grant, whistle blows. And we might get a 6-man on the ice violation against the Falcons. We'll see. See who's going to serve it out. It's going to be Waters. Too many men on the ice is the call as he holds up the number 6. And the Falcons will go on an early penalty kill after a great chance by Jaden Grant.
A lot of big physicality so far in this game. These two teams have been rivals ever since the WCHA years, and they are showing it tonight.
Scardina for the faceoff. Passing and fighting along with Wozni, the defensive core. Slap shot fanned on the near side. Pedersen couldn't get an angle on that. Sardarian, Pedersen, and Koskapirti, the forward line out for the Tech right now on the power play. Back around at the point. Sardarian working in. Pass in deep. Trying to pass it across to Pedersen. This one's a shot, and it's saved by Ben Wozni, who got on his knee for that one. Sardarian turns it back around at the point. Chase Pietola shoots this one up over in front of the doorstep and kicked away by the Falcons, who ices it all the way down to Malahi, and they'll go for a change. 1:23 left in the man advantage for the Huskies. Huskies wearing all black. Gold striping. The Falcons wearing white, brown shorts, brown lids, and brown gloves. Working left to right, and Michigan Tech's taking this one right to left. Near side, Pedersen getting bullied by Jaden Grant. Push it away, trying to clear it out of the zone. Sardarian on his knee, keeps this one in. Back across, Vaharautio looking in. Now it's Pietola. Back to Sardarian. Shot over in the zone on the blue pane, and it's pushed right in by Logan Morrell. Second goal of the season for the freshman. And Michigan Tech leads 1-0.
Cole Moore was trying to knock it away into the corner, but a few too many of his own defensemen were in the way. Couldn't get a clean stick on that. Rebound goal.
Just a little dribbler, not a lot of heat on it. Kind of like rolled in on the side. But right in front of the doorstep, and the Falcon defenseman couldn't kick it away. A power play goal for Michigan Tech and Logan Morrell. About 16:20 left to play in the first period when that goal was scored. O'Hara back in and around. Duran kicks it back to Passanen. Passanen at the point, ringing it back around. Dug out by the Falcons. O'Hara turns it back to Passanen near side. Crossing over to Duran. He's not there. McKinley now, first time we've said his name in this game. A good defensive series and a good offensive series against St. Thomas. First goal of his career in the orange and brown in the first game.
Was able to get the defensive player of the week of the CCHA in that series.
Adam Zonka pressed into the boards. Newcomer, an extra skater with Johannes Lurkeberg today for Bowling Green. Not a full line, no centerman for them, but they'll just be working in here and there. Kept in the neutral zone by Wozni. Good back pass over here to Imonen. Imonen can't hold on. Tech with a little bit of a run here. Kicks over to Moore, and they'll cover it up with men in his face. And we'll have a whistle and a dead play. .337, the time of the goal by Logan Morrell. Assisted by Trevor Kukkonen and Steven Sardarian. Face-off won by Michigan Tech. No possession in the zone of the Falcons. Back around is Campbell. Tipped over and in. Cole Moore shuts that one off as soon as it was open. Fighting now with a chance. Deflected off of the leg of Works and away from Cole Moore. Falcons still battling for it. Tech has dominated a lot of possession here early. Still pressure from the Falcons off the high glass. Kept in, but outside the blue line. Tech will have to get everybody on sides as Campbell is pressured. Works now in. Tech setting it up. Martin with a good forecheck. This one tipped in over across, and Cole Moore knocked that one away with his glove. Ozar out to Martin. Martin up the near side, off the high wall. He'll leave it in for Ozar and Grant to chase. Turnover, Grant with a hit, puts it back. Sardarian back on the ice now for Tech with the puck, back outside the blue line. Grant trying to get it out of his defensive zone. Tommy passing it with a little bit of a breakaway, but lost the puck. Back over to Rylan Brown. Brown fighting for it on the boards. Falcons in the O zone now. Pressured is Niedermeyer. Can't get it back. Brown back up to Sardarian on the near side. And Sardarian leaves it up. Tech into the neutral zone. Very much pressured by Eric Parker, and a penalty will be assessed, I believe, unless it is an offsides. Nope, he put his hand in the air for nothing. It'll be an offsides on Michigan Tech. It's almost like we're expecting penalties to go against both sides, especially that game against St. Thomas. There was 21 penalty minutes.
Same thing applied for the Fair State series.
Falcons with a lot of penalties on the season. The most penalized team in the CCHA. One of those penalty leaders, Stjernberg, not in the lineup today. He's scratched, not performance-based, so take with that what you will. Not a long-term scratch either. We'll see how long it ends up playing out. Jack Blake, the replacement for him, he's played pretty well as of late, especially that St. Thomas series up in Minnesota. Parker after the one faceoff up to Waters. Waters is pressured. Good stick handling. Back around. Campbell centering pass, and the Falcons take it away. Ben Duran up the far side, clearing it into the zone. Good stick work from Ben Duran. He crosses it all the way to Ryan O'Hara, who had an open net but couldn't get a stick on it. Back in, across. Waters takes this one away. Tripping penalty will go to Owen Baker of Michigan Tech. His head's in the air. Can't believe that one, but he's going to serve two. And a power play opportunity for the Falcons. 13-15 left to play in the first period.
This is the moment for BG to respond here.
Right in the middle of the ice. You're never going to get away with that one.
He was falling. We'll give him some credit. He was falling while it happened.
He was.
So
He was.
Not intentional, but it doesn't matter if it's intentional. It's a penalty.
Right in between the reels in front of Cole Moore, and that's going to be called every time. Falcons lose the faceoff in their zone. Tech takes it up, dumps it in. Pressure from Jack Works, the captain for Michigan Tech. Up the near side, Wozni finally gets control of that one. Pass across to the far side. Is in the zone, trying to stay on sides. The Falcons can't do it. Yet to hold clean possession. Now they do with Foe. Brett Foe up into the neutral zone. Now up to the far side with a couple of guys, and the Falcons will set it up now. Wozni with a shot in, goes wide right. Not even touched by Malahi in the goal, and another ice from Michigan Tech.
Already 40 seconds gone on this power play, and BG so far has not been able to set up a power play.
A 2:09 power play for the Falcons, a 7-7-3 penalty kill for Michigan Tech, and that shot will go high up into the netting, and we'll draw a whistle.
So far, the Falcons have not been able to set up a power play. It's just been dumping the puck, them not being able to get full control of it, and when they do get in the zone, it's a quick shot that usually leads to Michigan Tech dumping it.
110 burned off, no chances for the Falcons. They also trail in shots on goal by 6, 9-3 in favor of the Huskies. Face-off won by Bowling Green. Back up to the point, McKinley. Far side, back to O'Hara. In deep, another shot. And this will be turned back around Falcons have to work it back to the point. McKinley working in deep, far wheel into the middle, and a chance for Martin. O'Hara now again. Leaving it for Norris. Norris at the near side wheel. Pass it back out to McKinley at the blue line. Over across to another blue liner, Ryan O'Hara, playing on this power play. Across to Waters. Back up to the top. 35 seconds left to play in the man advantage for Bowling Green. Waters can't hold on. Norris back into Waters behind. Back out to O'Hara at the blue line. Left side blue line, I should say. Norris in. Malahi with it in front of the doorstep. Trying to be pushed in by Maxwell Martin. Another shot, and this one's deflected off a defenseman from Michigan Tech. Couple of good chances for the Falcons. O'Hara into Norris, near side. Back up to O'Hara at the blue line. Works it over into the near side. Back across from McKinley. O'Hara is deflected off of a defenseman in. Tipped over into Malahi, and he'll glove it. With 6 seconds left on the man advantage, it looks like Michigan Tech's going to kill this one off.
In that stint there, we saw BG start to actually set up the power play, and that's where all those great chances came from.
One really solid chance. They got one shot on goal off of it.
A lot of good chances that got blocked.
That is also true. Owen Baker still in the box. He only will be for 6 more seconds. Grant in the game on the faceoff. By positioning, they're going to look for a play, but he loses the faceoff. It'll be iced back down past Jack Blake, and the penalty will be killed off. 1 for 1 on power plays is Michigan Tech. 0 for 1 is Bowling Green. The score is 1-0 Michigan Tech. 11 to play in the first period. Hit over the middle into the O zone of the Falcons. Now kick back out. Huskies and Falcons fighting for it. Center ice. Now Passanen will dump it inside the center line. Pietila will have to dump it back out as he wears the hit. The Falcons will gain clean control as a couple of Huskies will go for a change. Passanen with Kukkonen looking out. Still hasn't taken it from behind his tender Cole Moore. Moore takes a step up. It's off the stick of Kukkonen into the zone. Scardino with a 3-on-3. Working in. The shot is blocked at the line from Brown. Rylan Brown with that block. Back out to Norris. Norris goes for the body, not the puck. Tipped out. Eric Parker will have to chase this one down with number 18, Alex Nordstrom, the extra skater, playing as a forward today. Up to Fighton. Fighton in the near side. 4-on-3 for the Falcons. Now it's a 4-on-5. Shot in is kicked away by Malahi. Turns it back out behind. Fighton is pushed. And a whistle right here. And the hand in the air will send Michigan Tech back to the box. And they'll have to kill another one out after this media timeout. 1-0 Michigan Tech over the Falcons here in the Slater Family Ice Arena. 9:51 left to play in the first period. You're listening to BGSU Hockey on WBGU 88.1 FM.
BGSU men's basketball battles Weber State on Friday, November 29th at 1 p.m. Falcon Media Sports Network will have a preview and recap on bgfalconmedia.com.
BGSU men's basketball battles either Pepperdine or New Mexico State on Saturday, November 30th in the Arizona tip-off. Falcon Media Sports Network will have a preview and recap on bgfalconmedia.com.
Cole Moore almost meditating as he sits just outside the blue paint. He's a character and a half when he's in the paint for the Falcons. He's already given up a goal on a power play. Logan Morrell, his second goal of the season for Michigan Tech on the power play, assisted by Kukkonen and Sardarian. That's all the scoring today, but an interference penalty will go toward Michigan Tech, and the Falcons will have their second power play of the game.
This is kind of a dream opportunity here for the Falcons. They're just coming off a previous penalty. They got a good momentum from that. They started when once they started to set up the power play, they got a lot of good chances, a lot of good looks, and now they get to just go back at it for another 2 minutes.
That's Hertig's first of the game. Second of the game, joining Owen Baker on players that have spent in the penalty box. He's the first defenseman, a junior out of Avesta, Sweden. Transfer from Michigan State in the Big Ten. Pretty much a trade with Ryland Mosley, who was in my opinion, the best player for Michigan Tech last season, transferred to Wisconsin. Whistle blows offside as the Falcons that'll leave the zone and go back into neutral ice. "18 seconds expired. Ryan O'Hara on the ice. He'll go for the face-off. Waters, Martin, McKinley, and Norris on for Bowling Green. Colmore stops this one. McKinley will gather. A couple of guys up. McKinley leaves it back for O'Hara, playing a defensive role on power plays this season. Shot is kicked away by Malahi. Up high, almost kept in by McKinley, but it'll be cleared down. Tech is doing a great job of icing and quickly turning over the puck and getting it back around. McKinley leaves it back in the zone. O'Hara back up through center ice, working in, turning it back around, back up to the point, and Norris dialing in, fighting for it now with Waters and O'Hara. Falcons will get away with it on the man advantage. Back around, up to the point. McKinley at the blue line, pass across to the other blue liner. Back to McKinley. Still working in, O'Hara into the slot, and a good chance for Martin, but he couldn't get a stick on it. Back up at the blue line again, across to Norris. Norris looking in, no shot, slap shot from McKinley. Oh, off the glass, had a good chance. Over in the middle, Martin with a chance, and it goes wide left. Spun all the way around and put a slap on that one. A defender lost his stick. This one's in the air. Norris kicks it away. Waters turns it back around. 20 seconds left. Back out into the zone. Jack Works will take it back into the zone, wasting time. Good stick work. Brett Foe comes up with the puck now. 10 seconds left in the man advantage for Bowling Green, and Victor Hertig will leave the box right now. 2 successful penalty kills for Michigan Tech up into the zone. Emerson pushed that one on. Imonen presses up into Vaharautio. Where's a big hit? Emerson with the puck now. Back up. Oh, and we're going to get a boarding call on that hit from Emerson.
The parade to the penalty box continues tonight for both teams.
One of the first shifts for Quinn. And he'll get assessed. It was a penalty for a hit on the boards. Boarding, cross-checking. For boarding is the call. 2 minutes, and we slap another 2 minutes on the score sheet. Emerson getting assessed for this one. After he serves out his 2, it'll be 8 minutes total, 4 minutes apiece for each of these 2 teams. Now the Falcons on the penalty kill. Back up. Pass back. Tech in the zone, working right to left. Kicked away by Parker. Back out to the point. Tech working in. Sardarian can't hold on. Pedersen playing the near side, the left side for Michigan Tech. Back out to the point. Pietola in far side, back to Sardarian. Sardarian turns it back around to the blue line, into Pedersen. No shots on goal yet for Michigan Tech. Sardarian back. Now takes it up the far side. Back around, in deep, slap over, and Pedersen has to glove it and try and drop, but it'll clear all the way to the near side boards. Parker fans on this pass, hits the ice, back over, iced from the Falcons, and they'll go for a change. 1:15 left to play in the man advantage, 6:50 on the clock. Here in the first period, Michigan Tech leads 1-0. Good opportunity for them to take a 2-goal lead over the Falcons early in this 2-game series. Blown pass, Passenden pushes the pressure on. McKinley out. Falcons with a little bit of a breakaway. It's Ben Duran. He'll flip it up into the zone, avoiding the icing. He'll be the first one back besides Malahi, and Malahi will play this out to the far side boards. 40 seconds left in man advantage for Tech. MTU takes it up in. Off the half wall. Works where's a hit. Zonka pressuring up. Looking to get the puck away. He can. Brown back across. Ryland Brown tip over the middle. Koskapirti can't get a chance. Now this is a shot that's saved. Isaac Gordon leader in shots for Michigan Tech, and he's saved by Cole Moore. 6 minutes left in the first period, 24 seconds left on the penalty kill for the Falcons, and fighting Scardina, Passanen, and McKinley will be the guys for Bowling Green. Probably the last shift of this penalty. Face-off won by the Falcons. McKinley slaps this one off the high glass and out of the zone. That'll kill a lot of time. Malahi leaves it back, settling it down as Tech. Now they take it out. Not a lot of urgency for Tech with the clock winding down on the man advantage. 5 seconds. Into the zone. Sardarian wears a couple of hits, gets it back across. Man out of the box for the Falcons. Shot to the back of the net. Turning it back around, pressure behind, a lot of bodies, a lot of hitting. McKinley finally gets it out to Fighton. Even strength for the Falcons as Emerson gloves this one, takes it back into the zone. Gains position. Back into the cross. He's grouped by 5 Huskies, and he's not going to win that battle. Turns it back over in the O-zone of the Falcons. Now Michigan Tech will take it out with possession. Up, out, and into the zone. Moore will stop it behind. Bowling Green will go for a change. Now Duran near side. Over into the middle dot. Turning it back around. The whistle blows and an offsides on Brody Waters, and that'll exit back out of the zone for a draw. Again, the only score, Logan Morrell, power play goal, 3:37 into the first period. Kukkonen and Sardarian, the assists for Michigan Tech. And then since we've had 3 penalties, no goals. Parker after the one faceoff for Bowling Green to Norris. Norris rings it around. Imonen a little bit late. Parker puts a slap on it, can't keep it in the zone. Kukkonen leaves it up in. Emerson looking for the puck now. It's back to Foe. Foe to Parker. Parker to Imonen on the far side. Outside the blue line of the Falcons. Kukkonen puts on a hit, gets it away. Tom Lepo with the puck now. Getting it across. Hit at the blue line. Whistle blows, and a penalty will be assessed. And a tripping on Ville Imonen.
He knew it right away, too. Second it happened, he put his hand up at the ref. He's like, my bad.
2 minutes for tripping. So as you said before, Nathan, the parade continues. Another Falcon in the box. They'll serve out 6 minutes at the end of this one. 4:25 left to play in the first period. We had a 9-3 shot on goal battle with 13 minutes left to play, and that has been stunted by so many penalties because we're only at 10-5 right now. Another shot on goal will be saved from Moore, 11-5 now. Penalty killing unit still on for the Falcons. The substitution now made. Duran on for Scardina. Everything else the same. Passanen, Fighton, and Wozni. Back in. Fighton tries to clear it. He can. He gets it outside the blue line. Duran off, Scardina on, Fighton off, and Niedermeyer on. So a lot of veterans on the ice now. A junior and Wozni, and grad students in Passanen and Scardina, and a senior in Jackson Niedermeyer. Michigan Tech really taking it easy. Not a whole lot of pressure here. They finally, oh no, they don't. They leave it back in the zone. Waiting for them to take it outside the blue line. Now they do, back into the neutral zone. It's a 1-on-4 all the way across. Ring around the Rosie. Grant gets there in time. Press up near side. Ryland Brown turns it over. Jackson Niedermeyer's got to be the first one there. He will be. Tips it over. Oh, and a good slap from the Michigan Tech defenseman. Niedermeyer had the position but couldn't get the puck clean. Couldn't get the shot.
I also want to point out Michigan Tech's captain Jack Works, he took a hit up high and was slow to get back to his bench.
Back around Morrell, tipping it in. Back to Brown. Brown, the defenseman for Michigan Tech, at the point. Passes it back in. Back to Koskapirti. Koskapirti, near side wheel. Back around. Jansen, Elias Jansen. This one hits the ceiling in the Slater Family Ice Arena and will drop face-off in the O-zone of Michigan Tech. And only 35 seconds left and their man advantage. If you had to have a guy come out of the box with penalty being killed off, it would be Monin. A decent amount of offense, pretty solid defensively as well. It would be hard for me to assume that he's going to skate right to the bench. I'm assuming he'll play a shift before he skates off. He does have 2 minutes of rest. Back out to the top. Falcons still trying to kill off their third penalty kill of the game. Back across, good D from Passanen. Scardino looking at the point. Turning it back over into the middle. Morel can't hold on. Back across, Scardino tries to get it outside. Morel back to the point. It's essentially a 2-on-1 here. A couple of guys out of position, and it squeaks through the legs of Cole Moore. A slap shot on the far side, and Michigan Tech takes a power play goal and a 2-1 lead. Look by the high five line that it's going to be Matthew Campbell, the defenseman. If it is his goal, it'll be his first of the season. 2:31 left to play in the first period. Those penalties still wreaking havoc for the Falcons, and that penalty kill is dropping like a rock. Durant for the faceoff. Starters back out for the Falcons. Same for the Huskies. 2.5 minutes left for the Falcons to limit the lead back to 1. Duran back. Wozni with a slap in. It was blocked at the point. Now a 2-on-3 for Tech. Out near side. Working in. Leaving it back. Shot is blocked. Over into the doorstep. Taken away by Ben Duran. Picked that one off the blue paint. Backing in. Falcons with the puck now. That would have been a horrific turn of events for the Falcons if they capitalized on that opportunity. Tom Leppa took that almost coast to coast with a man advantage. Tipping it in, covered up by Moore in the backside of the glove as Parker was a little bit in his way. Some miscommunication there. 17:29, the time of the goal for Michigan Tech. It is Matthew Campbell. Again on the power play. Assisted by Sardarian, his second assist, and Logan Morrell, his second point. So Morrell's got a goal and an assist. Sardarian has 2 assists on the power play unit. That's 6 goals and 5 assists on the season for the newcomer to Michigan Tech and from New Hampshire. Made a huge impact, filling some of that gap of Rylan Mosley. Michigan Tech's trying to fill. Good defense, good move into the inside. Jack Works turns it around. Zonka's there to force it away. Not to take away from that great move by Works, even to get some space. Brett Foe at the blue line, pushing it in. He's defended by Tech, who's playing great defense. Pietola, the only Pietola on the team now for Michigan Tech. They had 4 last season. Blake being the main one. But Jed, Chase, Blake, all Pietolas. Couple of cousins, couple of brothers. Tip over. Falcons still in the O-zone. A couple guys to go for a change. 1 minute left in the first period. Back over, pass up and in. Can they keep it inside the blue line? Passing can't do it. Have to dump it in. The Falcons will have to get on side. And one of the last possessions of the period is going to go, not to Michigan Tech. Martin was there to block it. Back around, far side boards. Martin turns it back around. Forehand pass to Parker on the same side, the left side for the Falcons. Shot in is gloved by Malahi. It's the 6th shot on goal of the game for the Falcons. 13 for Michigan Tech. They really haven't challenged the senior goaltender all that much.
.30 seconds for BG to have a chance to maybe build some momentum going into the intermission.
We limit the lead for the Huskies.
stop the bleeding, if you will.
Face-off won by Bowling Green, kept inside the blue line, but now it's kicked away by Tech. And back around, Malahi plays it. Pass out to the near side. Tech is content with just coming out of this with nothing because they do have a 2-goal lead. Back into the neutral zone, under 10 left to play. Bowling Green making a little bit of a drive. Scardina's pressed back, nobody with the puck now, and it's going to be too much to ask for from the Falcons. Last second shot won't even get to Malahi, and the Falcons will skate off with a 2-goal deficit here at the end of the first period. 2-0 Michigan Tech over Bowling Green in the first of a 2-game series between the Huskies and the Falcons. We'll bring you back in a few moments for the Rick Crow Intermission Report. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to BGSU Hockey on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Hello, my name is Reko Badurov. I play for the BGSU men's soccer team, and these are my Falcon 4 breakfast items. Number one, I'd say, is eggs. Just good protein, good way to start off the day. Also really like waffles, it's just so good. You can put chocolate chips, whipped cream on it, it's amazing. Same thing with French toast, love like the cinnamon taste to it. And then I'd say yogurt too. Yogurt and granola, can't go wrong with that. So those are my 4.
Hey there, BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. Make sure to tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network.
Welcome to the Cooling Center studio for WBGU 88.1 FM. I'm Holden Ruck, their board operator for tonight's Falcon hockey broadcast, bringing you the Rick Crow Intermission Report. Rick Crow, a longtime hockey fan, listener, and supporter of WBGU 88.1 FM and Falcon hockey. Recapping some of the action tonight, the Bowling Green Falcons are currently down 0-2 to the Michigan Tech Huskies as they head into the second period. Those Michigan Tech Huskies one spot ahead of Bowling Green currently in the CCHA standings with their 4-2 conference record, putting them slightly ahead of Bowling Green's 2-1-1 conference record. Meanwhile, in other CCHA action tonight, shortly tipping off will be Bemidji State playing an out-of-conference matchup against North Dakota. Lake Superior State Lakers and the St. Thomas Tommies will be tipping off at St. Thomas, and the Northern Michigan Wildcats and Augustana Vikings will be tipping off in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Going through that, we are going to go ahead and bring back Ben and Nathan, our broadcasters. Gentlemen, how are you doing?
Doing pretty well. Falcons aren't so much 2-goal lead for Michigan Tech, but some pretty decent things to see. Penalties still riddling them a little bit, and hockey in the State of Family Ice Arena is never a bad thing.
And something I think has been a really important point of emphasis for them that seems like it's maybe lacking a little bit today. Talk to me about the Falcons' penalty kill a little bit.
Yeah, today's penalty kill, I mean, it's been all right, but at the end of the day, they've let in 2 goals, both on Michigan Tech's power plays. We're talking about how good the penalty kill has been all year. Tonight, maybe step it up a little. Maybe they ate a little too much jerky yesterday because they're just making mistakes they don't usually make.
And another thing to look at, certainly, Michigan Tech, definitely a solid team on the record. You look at some of the other teams in Bowling Green's schedule and maybe not as competitive. St. Thomas a little lower currently in the CCHA rankings. Ferris State as well, a team that's near the bottom feeders of the CCHA standings. As of now, do you think that's certainly a strong contributing factor?
Yeah, I think Michigan Tech is a pretty comparable team to St. Thomas. I think St. Thomas, Bowling Green, and Michigan Tech are all in that same realm of hockey talent. I don't think that the 2-0 score really reflects the talent for Bowling Green and the talent of Michigan Tech. They've looked pretty similar. Michigan Tech's just been able to capitalize on their power play opportunities. They're 2 for 3 on their power play. The Falcons are 0 for 2, so they have 1 more attempt, but 2 more goals, and you can't help but think without those penalties for the Falcons, would they have goals on the board? You never know. Coach Willie likes to limit the he doesn't really mind having penalties in a game as long as you're playing strong defense. We've had a couple of just lazy error penalties, a couple of reaches, a couple of hooks. That's just lazy play for hockey, that you're reaching a little bit, you're not playing with your feet, or you're not playing defense with your feet, you're playing defense with your hands and your stick. So that's something that I'm sure they're going to talk about in the intermission, just as we are talking about it right now. And the defense has been the story. I mean, you stop them on the penalties, it's a 0-0 game. So defensive breakdowns don't help. Cole Moore's been pretty good. That last one at the end, it just squeaked right through his legs. Both of them not hard shots, not really pounding in there from Michigan Tech, but they still got 2 goals on the board of the Falcons 0. So they are on top early in this game.
So looking at those power play goals given up as maybe not necessarily the rule, but sort of an outlier or exception to how the rest of the play for the Falcons has been, how does tonight's game in the first period so far look compared to your expectations going into tonight?
It's looked pretty even for the most part. Those penalties, again, we harped on it, has been the contributing factor. Logan Morrell and Matthew Campbell, the 2 power play goals from non-goal scorers. It just shows you that they're not, Michigan Tech's not really earning as much of the goal as you would expect. They're not even strength. They're not really taking good slap shots, very well set up. They're both plays that have just fallen in front of Cole Moore, and just somebody has got a good clean stick on it, and Moore's looking the other way. So not too much to read into it. These plays are things that can go the Falcons' way as well. Puck luck's a huge thing in hockey, so it could have happened very easily on the other end for the Falcons as well. Penalties are going to play a huge they're going to play in every game that the Falcons play. You got to stay out of the penalty box as much as possible. Play defense with your feet. Both penalties have happened on the defensive end. Neither one of them on the one of them happened in the O zone, but it was on a defensive play. So playing with your feet, not with your hands. The Falcons just have to be a little bit cleaner with their defensive stance.
Is there anything in particular that you feel like the Falcons are doing exceedingly well?
Yeah, I would say physicality. And for both teams, honestly, throughout this game, it's been like every single shift you're watching, there's going to be at least one big hit. It feels like if you look up like Scott Stevens or Chris Pronger, like compilations on YouTube, it feels like every single hit is just a massive one.
And that certainly reflects something that seems to be Coach Willie's style of hockey that he likes his teams to play. What would you look? Oh, God.
Yeah, he likes to play without the puck a lot. We see that in shots on goal, that we see him making a huge impact. But face-offs being one as well, you're getting the puck, but it's play without the puck, turning pucks over, making good defensive plays, being in the right position. He really harps on that a lot. It showed a little bit early, but again, you're letting pucks down in front of Cole Moore and leaving him really no chance, and that's when your defensemen have to step in, make a play, and kick it out to the corner.
So I want both of you to answer this for me, and then we'll go back to a break. But is it that obvious, or is there something different that the Falcons, outside of the penalty kill, should be looking to adjust going into the second period?
I would say just positioning. And, I mean, outside of penalty, penalty is the main thing, but I would just say positioning. Because the reason they're taking penalties is because they're out of position, and then they try and make up for them being out of position. They take a penalty with their hands. So I feel like if they're just slightly better positioning, the problems that are causing penalties won't be problems. So that would lead to less penalties, which would lead to better scoring chances for the Falcons.
And I think another one on positioning, this would be mine, both on the power plays and in even strength as well. You got to get a guy in front of Cole Moore. They had guys in front of Cole Moore on both of the other goals, but they didn't have anybody in strong position to kick the guy out before the puck got there. Both of them rebound chances, both of them in front of the goaltender, who, with a lot of sticks failing in front of him, he doesn't know where the puck's going to go. So you got to help him a little bit, get your stick in front of there. One of your defensemen's got to come over and help. If not, both of them kick the guy out from in front, that down and dirty man with the shovel. You got to get him out of there. You got to get those pucks out and into the corner. And you got to do a better job of keeping the puck away from Cole Moore, because neither of those goals go in if you had a guy over in front like a Passanen or a McKinley with their stick in the lane.
Definitely a lot of room for improvement for the Falcons going into the second period. So thank you, Ben and Nathan. We will be back to you guys shortly, but we're going to take another quick break. This has been our Rick Crow Intermission Report. Don't go anywhere. You're still listening to Falcon Hockey on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Wake up every weekday with WBGU and The Morning Show. The Morning Show is a community resource for weekly events, news, sports, weather, interviews with community officials and organizations, birthday and anniversary announcements, and more. The Morning Show broadcasts live Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. from the Killeen Center at Bowling Green State University. Listen live every weekday from 6 to 9 a.m. locally on 88.1 FM or streaming online at bgfalconmedia.com.
BG Women's Basketball will travel to the Daytona Beach Classic for the Thanksgiving tournament to take on Stetson Friday, November 29th, and Arkansas Saturday, November 30th. Join Falcon Media Sports Network's Caden Knapp on the call both days at 1 o'clock p.m. for pregame on WBGU 88.1 FM.
On November 16th, 2024, BGSU Volleyball defeated Ohio in 5 sets, clinching their 7th regular season championship under head coach Daniela Tomic. Falcon Media Sports Network's Chaz McNeil had the call on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Picked up on the attack, Archinska off the block, saved by LaPinta. Over is on the attack is Javi. The Falcons have done it. Bowling Green will host the MAC Tournament regular season championship returns to the orange and brown.
This has been a Falcon Media Sports Network featured call. On November 1st, 2024, BGSU men's soccer defeated nationally ranked Western Michigan for the first time in a decade. Falcon Media Sports Network's Lucas Kleinmeyer was on the call on the WBGU PBS YouTube channel.
History has been made here at Cochran Stadium for the first time in 37 regular season matches for the Western Michigan Broncos, and for the first time in a decade, the Bowling Green Falcons take down the Western Michigan Broncos by a final score of 3-0 here at Cochran Stadium. Wow!
This has been a Falcon Media Sports Network featured call.
Don't miss The Morning Show on WBGU FM every weekday from 6 to 9 a.m. Join the Morning Show team weekday mornings to hear about local news, local weather reports, community programming, financial market reports, coaches show with coaches from BGSU and BGHS, and live newsmaker interviews. Listen live every weekday from 6 to 9 a.m. locally on 88.1 FM or streaming online at bgfalconmedia.com.
Hi, I'm Anna Sidek. I'm a freshman setter from BGSU volleyball team, and that's my 4 self-care habits. So the first one is drinking a coffee because it helps me to be just energized like during the day. Second thing would be reading a book. I'm such bookworm and I just love it. Other one would be listening to music because like music keeps me calm and I just love it. And the last thing, but not the least, it would be like starting with Santi, our athletic trainer, because he keeps my body safe and everything. So I'm really grateful for
Hi, I'm Avery Anders, number 3 on the women's volleyball team. My Falcon 4 of my favorite songs I'm listening to right now is 20 Something by SZA, Afraid to Feel, Swag Surfin', and Maneater.
The Morning Show on WBGU FM is brought to you by the Bowling Green Chamber of Commerce. For more information, contact The Morning Show at themorningshow@bgchamber.net. Send them any programming suggestions or information you might have. They are always looking for show ideas and guests. To have your birthday or anniversary announced, email or call the Bowling Green Chamber of Commerce at 419-353-7945. The Morning Show on WBGU.
Hey there, BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. Make sure to tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network.
Welcome back to the Slater Family Ice Arena. The Falcons find themselves down 2-0 against the Michigan Tech Huskies. It was a pretty solid first period for the Falcons, but those two goals really just squeaked past Cole Moore on a little bit of a defensive mishap for the Falcons. We talked about that in our Rick Crow sponsored first intermission report. Again, sponsored by Rick Crow, longtime BGSU hockey fan and WBGU 88.1 FM hockey listener, and he sponsored all of our away travel for the 2024-2025 season, meaning this coming week when the Falcons play Minnesota State up in Mankato, Minnesota. I will be up there calling both of those games, one on Falcon Radio and one on WBGU 88.1 FM. So we talked a lot about defensively what we wanted to see in Nathan Burkett, myself, Ben Korak. We talked a lot about defensively, that discussion led by Holden Ruck back in the booth. What about offensively? And not a lot of offense from the Falcons, only a couple of shots on goal. What do you want to see more from the Falcons offensively going into this second period?
I mean, I kind of mentioned it during the intermission report. Maybe we just ate a little bit too much turkey yesterday because it just hasn't seemed like we've had the quite energy that this team usually does. Only 5 shots on goal, 5 or 6 in the first period, while Michigan Tech has been able to get quite a few good opportunities. Both of their goals did come off of a little bit more fluky situations. I wouldn't say flukes, but like they weren't like big opportunities, I'm going to say. But at the end of the day, those opportunities came from originally setting up big opportunities, which BG has not been able to do tonight so far.
They weren't big slap shots, they weren't big scores, but every time you can put the puck in the back of the net, it counts on the scoreboard and it counts in the final record of the season. Tech on top 2-0 over the Falcons. We're at the start of the second period. Starting lineups back out for both squads. The first line of Michigan Tech and Bowling Green, the second line of defensemen for Michigan Tech, the third line of defensemen for BG, and then Cole Moore and Derek Malahy in the nets for either side. They switch sides, so now the Falcons attack right to left across your radio dial. Wearing a big hit is Pedersen. He'll get it away, but Passanen will intercept. Up the boards, pancake up the ice on a breakaway from O'Hara. O'Hara will possess, keeps it in the zone on sides, but it's kicked back out and away. Norris will collect, but the Falcons have to get back on. Now O'Hara up into the zone, kicked away by Malahy. Waters working his way in. Turning it back around is Herdig. Herdig, a very tall defenseman, 6'6", 200 pounds. Not a whole lot of meat on him, but he's a big man. He collects this one in the corner. Nobody going for a hit, understandably, with that 6'6" frame. Glancing one off of Martin. Wozni keeps it in the zone. Not strong possession for either side so far, a minute into this second period. Back across, now Herdig back up the ice. It's slapped down by Scardina. On the change, it'll clear all the way into the zone. Willie screaming that he wanted a call. Visibly upset at the referee after that one. Michigan Tech takes it out the near side behind Malahy. Blake will have to chase this one back, pressuring up, crossover into the middle, and it won't get there. Pietola leaves it in, working back. Kekkonen can't get it. Now another shot, and this one goes wide left. Still on the doorstep, kicked away by the Falcons. Those were the plays that they let in on the power plays in the first period. Those 2 power play goals, both of them just fell on rebounds in front of the blue plate, and Cole Moore didn't have the wherewithal to put it away. With the puck now is Scardina. Backhand pass to his man, Blake. Blake, the D-man, leaves it in the zone, and the Falcons will go for a change with Rylan Brown, a defenseman for Michigan Tech, back up. Isaac Gordon, near side, crossing it over the middle. The assistant captain turns the puck over. Working near side is Emerson. Emerson takes it up, working all the way in, and is pushed away by Works. I'm sorry, that's Herdig again. Number 26, not number 29, takes it up the middle, is blocked again. Emerson with the puck, near side, and he lays out for this one. The referee put the whistle to his mouth but didn't blow it, didn't put his hand in the air, so no penalty on Emerson on that hit and the slap with his stick. Passing in with good stick work, takes it back around. Falcons up into the neutral zone. Zonka with the puck now, turns it back over. Now a chance for Michigan Tech. The shot is saved by Cole Moore and kicked over into the corner. That was Henry Bartle. A forward for Michigan Tech. Up into the zone, coast to coast for the Falcons. Shot in. Waters is gloved by Malahi, and he'll drop it to his left. Exception at the end of the play. 16:51 left to play in the second period. 2-0 Michigan Tech.
One of the strongest of shots there. Just kind of tossed it, kept it along the ice. But that's a situation where you're just trying to get a shot on goal just to keep the opposing goaltender on his toes.
Jaden Grant for the faceoff. His line today, Niedermeyer and Ozar. Ozar been scratched a decent amount, but he's played a solid amount of shifts in this game. Zonka has taken over a little bit as of the last couple minutes and the last couple of shifts. Zonka near side. Working stick, shot in, and it is gloved. A couple of men in front, Niedermeyer and Waters, who are getting pushed around in front of the net. They had their sticks in the air to try and knock that one down. Didn't hit the sticks, got to the chest of Malahi. Grant for another faceoff with Zonka and Niedermeyer. Zonka on the near side, Niedermeyer toward the middle, and Pietola will take this one off the one faceoff for MTU. Up into the zone, Bartle on the near side, dumps it back around. McKinley will not put on a hit, get the puck away. Near far side, Niedermeyer pushes it up to Zonka. Zonka with a stick on it to avoid the icing. And Michigan Tech will settle it down. This one chased down by McKinley. Through his own wheels. Up far side, Waters into O'Hara. O'Hara out and through the middle is being interfered with. Shot, oh, wide left. A couple of fans got up off of their seats for that one. But it didn't end up falling off of the stick of O'Hara. Still looking for that first goal. He's got 7 assists. Influenced the game in so many ways. Now a breakaway for O'Hara. Into the zone, working it back, and he'll turn it back around to Norris. Norris into Duran. Duran dumps it back. Duran near side, back up to Norris at the point. Back in, Parker into Waters. Waters tries to get it around. Up the ice, Kekkonen wears a hit and gets it away. Push center ice from Parker. Stick work, trying to work it inside, but won't get it there. Falcons turn it over, now have the puck up into the neutral zone. Duran goes for a change, leaves this one back. Brown, defenseman for Michigan Tech, up into the zone. And Wozni will collect this. Tipped up, Tech pass across, free shot, and it's saved by Cole Moore on the one-on-one. Left him wide open, Elias Janssen. Maxwell Martin up into the middle, good stick work, and it's deflected off of Pietola, who had the good position. Slap shot from the point, kept away. Wozni with another shot, open on the doorstep and kicked away. Down the ice, it'll be an icing if it gets there, and the whistle will blow as it crosses the goal line, and it'll come back. But a chance and a half for the Falcons, and Malahi and Pietola with the defensive stands on the left side of the Slater Family Ice Arena.
BG, we're talking about we need to create those chances. Now they're trying to create them. This is the opportunities that they need if they want to get a goal and then tie this game up.
Ville Imona for the faceoff with Emerson and Foe. One of my favorite lines, even though it's not the most productive offensively. Foe up, kept in by Norris. Norris just slaps it in. Foe over the middle. Shot from Imonen. Oh, almost hit the iron, just off high. Emerson had position there. Foe working for it near side. Almost kept it in the zone, but decides to take possession out into the neutral zone. Turn back over. Pietola fans on his pass. Imonen giving chase. Foe with the turnover. It's off the stick of Pietola and up into the netting. He's lucky. He turned that one over twice. And Foe had a little bit of a streak over into the center.
I will say one thing BG needs to work on throughout the rest of this game. That last one was lifted out off a stick, but there's been a lot of times where they've had great opportunities and they just can't get it on net. Hitting the net's going to have to be a little bit better. And here they go. Michigan Tech on 2-on-1.
Michigan Tech with a 2-on-1. Good defense from Jack Blake. It's kicked away by Zonko, who had good position, streaking all the way in there and got his skates in the way. Tech working for it. Near side boards. Parker gains position. Back up. Herdig. Back in. Campbell dumps it. Back up. Blake takes the pressure. The puck is still visible to the referee, even though it's not visible to us. 13:30 left to play in the second period. Tech still leads 2-0. Playing two men on the blue line all the time. Very early for that. Back around. Working it in. The shot over into the middle, and Grant intercepts this one. Tips it up, tries to get it outside the blue line. The Falcons can do it. They'll go back way into the zone, and icing will be called. Logan Morrell, the first goal, power play, 3:37 into the first period, and Matthew Campbell breaking a 17-game goalless streak with a power play goal, 17:29 into the first. Those are the only two scores of the game. Steven Sardarian, the junior transfer from New Hampshire, has 2 assists, and Trevor Kukkonen and Logan Morrell, the other 2 assists. Both goals on power plays, no penalties yet. And that's the kiss of death as I just say that, but no penalties yet in the second period. 13 minutes left to play. Very clean period. No true offensive prowess for either side. No true possession for either side a lot of the time. Nobody really. O'Hara puts on a big hit, turns the puck over. Now over into the middle, crossing pass, won't land. Back over into the middle. Sardarian with a shot, and it's blocked by Duran on his knee. One of the leaders of Falcon forwards in blocks on the season, Ben Duran. Tip up, big hit on the near side boards in front of Michigan Tech's bench. Working in is O'Hara. He had a chance, and the Falcon fans want an interference, and to be honest, I want it with him. He was being interfered with in front of the net. Tipped down, O'Hara was there. Now collects the puck, looking for a pass. Gets it back out to the point. And Passanen with his pass is deflected. Going all the way in. Trevor Kukkonen with a chance. It's kicked away over crossing pass, and it won't get there again. He got shut off real fast.
He got a little too fancy on Cole Moore.
Moore saw right through that one. Stared down his soul, kicked the puck away. Now Pietola up. Working back in. Scardino with the puck after the turnover. Taking it up, near side. Martin tries to dump it in the zone, but can't do it. He's tied up with Pietola. Pietola back. A hit to the face of Norris, and he just ate that one and kept on playing. Scardina to fighting inside, avoid the icing. Tapped down by Malahi as Tech settles this one down. Laurie Raymond to Norris, and Norris kicks it to Wozni back in the D zone of the Falcons. It's blocked, kept in off the high glass. Scardina was cherry picking. He was open, but it got stopped by what looked to be Oliver Bezic, defenseman. This one's a shot. It goes out and behind. Again, cross over the middle and nobody there. Jack works. Tipped up, center ice. Elias Janssen with the puck in the air, and Martin picks it off. Slap over, kept in. Imonen giving chase. Weird kick off the boards over into the center. The Falcons cut it off. Pancake up the ice. This one doesn't have enough to get down into the O-zone of the Falcons. Herdig back up. Open space for Tech. Cross it over into the middle. A shot from Isaac Gordon is kicked away by Moore. He had full possession of that one for a second and knocked it over into the corner. Gordon with the puck now, again working in, crossing pass, and is intercepted by Brett Foe. It's a 3-on-2 for the Falcons if they can execute it. Foe over the middle, turns it back around, looking for a backhand pass, but he'll work it in. Forehand into Emerson. Emerson back around to the point. Changing direction is Blake. Across to Passanen. Passanen back to Emerson, and the pass was just too far in the skates of Quinn Emerson. Another shot over in front. The Falcons getting pushed down, and Michigan Tech with good defensive stand. With physicality, slapped in off sides as it exited the zone. 9:50 left to play in the second. We'll head to our media timeout. 2-0 Michigan Tech over Bowling Green. You're listening to BGSU Hockey on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Be part of the WBGU team. Volunteer with WBGU FM in a variety of roles, including on-air, promotions, social media, music selection, and much more. Positions are always available to students and the local community. For more information, visit the WBGU Facebook page. Volunteer with Northwest Ohio's community radio station, WBGU 88.1 FM. The return to radio freedom. Northwest Ohio's community radio station is looking for new volunteers just like you. Join our team of enthusiastic volunteers that help make WBGU 88.1 FM a success. You can get involved in many ways, including on-air, behind the scenes, or at promotional events in the local community. WBGU is Northwest Ohio's community radio station. Visit our social media pages for more information.
Hey there, I'm Ben Korak, the voice of Falcon Hockey, and you are listening to WBGU 88.1 FM, your home for BGSU Hockey.
9:50 left in the second period. Michigan Tech on top by 2 goals. Ben Korak here with Nathan Burkett from the Falcon Media Sports Network. For all BGSU sports news and updates, go to bgfalconmedia.com or BG_FMSN on Twitter. And for highlight packages and rebroadcasts of all our Falcon Media Sports Network broadcasts, go to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel. You can listen to the Miami of Ohio versus Bowling Green football game from earlier today, as well as the Bowling Green women's basketball team when they played Stetson earlier today and had a sizable win over the Hatters down in Ocean Center and Dayton Beach, Florida. Quite a difference in temperature from Dayton Beach, Florida to here in Bowling Green. It's about 25 degrees now in the Northwest Ohio region. Tipped in. Turning it back around. Falcons with possession now. Duran gets it back out to the point. Wozni across. Newfound energy for the Falcons. Tipped in and gathered by Michigan Tech. Baker can't get it in. Tipped away. Malahi. Waters with the puck now. Good stick work. Trying to cross it over. Getting there first is McKinley. McKinley back up to the point, and it's just a little bit too far for Duran. Cole Moore will be the only Falcon that can get control of it, and he'll get mugged by the defenseman. Back over, cross into the middle. It goes wide left. Dumb play by Cole Moore to play that puck so close as he did to Owen Baker. Still a defenseman, but a dangerous player. Cross over the middle won't land to Logan Morrell. Morrell's already got a goal in this game. Good work in. Shot is blocked by the Falcons. Tips outside the blue line. Michigan Tech will hold on to it, but have to reset. Koskapirti taking it up through the middle, leaves it back to Peterson. Peterson being defended by Passanen, and it's pushed away. Pedersen can't hold on. Now he's up on his feet and the near side. Across to Passanen. Passanen in his 100th career game. Gets it up to Foe. Foe with position, getting pressed up. Pietola with the puck now. One of the best players for Michigan Tech. Certainly the best defenseman. Draft pick of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Koskapirti looking in, trying to pass it from behind Cole Moore, but he's bumped up. Herdig across. Matthew Campbell looking in. He's also got a goal in this game along with Logan Morrell. Nobody has possession. Now it's the Falcons cleanly. Zonka up. Pass across off the near side wall, and it's just long for Brett Foe. The whistle blows as there's a lot of shoving going on between Passanen and a Michigan Tech defender. Looked like Steven Sardarian. Don't think we're going to get any. Oh, we are going to get penalty on Sardarian. We are going to also get one on Tommy Passanen. Fighting or roughing will probably be the call on both of them. We'll get the call here. both of them for holding. So Ryan O'Hara skates out, wants the explanation. As Passanen and Sardarian, the best defender and the best offender for either team in the box. It'll be 4-on-4, which I don't know about you, Nathan. I really like 4-on-4 hockey.
I mean, you gotta love it.
It spreads the ice out a little bit more scoring, open chances.
More opportunities, more chances. It's great.
Falcons need to convert on one of their chances. They're down 2 goals. More than halfway through the second period, about 3 minutes more. Campbell with the puck now. Back across, out into the neutral zone, off of McKinley's stick, and it won't be an icing. Turning it back around, somebody hit the ice. Ben Duran comes up with the puck though. Now McKinley takes it out from in front of Cole Moore. Pass to the near side. O'Hara working up over the middle. Takes the puck all the way, and Jack works with the puck now. A one-on-one with McKinley and Cole Moore. McKinley pokes it away. Good defense from the Falcon defenseman. Now O'Hara with a breakaway. Ben Duran with a shot, and it's wide right. McKinley will settle this one down and take it back into the neutral zone. There's a good chance from Ben Duran on the near side with the pass from O'Hara. Pass up. Brett Foe with another chance. He's pushed away easily by Campbell. Defenseman playing back for Michigan Tech. Up and across. Tom Leppa settles it down. Taking it up is Brown. Rylan Brown leaves it for Leppa again. Leppa back. Oh, he missed the pass and it skates all the way back into the Michigan Tech end. Pietola settles it down, being slapped by Foe. 6:30 left to play in the second period. 40 seconds left in 4-on-4 before Passanen comes out of the box. Chance shot wide left. Leppa with a good breakaway. Not really a breakaway, but he had a one-on-one chance with Moore, who shut it off pretty quick. Big hit from Scardina. Turns the puck over, crosses over to Foe. Foe on the ice now. It's a 2-on-2 if Norris can get up there. Leaving it back. Norris with a shot. Oh, he had a good chance just wide left. Low angle shot from Norris, but he had an open net as Malahi is playing on his heels just a little bit. 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1, and Passanen will be out of the box for the Falcons. Sardarian out for the Huskies. Niedermeyer with the puck now. Tips it back in. Knocked down from Wozni. Grant gets pushed away. Waters with the puck now. Grant with another shot. Takes it back behind Malahi. Cross out to Wozni. Wozni looking in. Shot or pass to Niedermeyer. Niedermeyer with a back pass, and it won't find a Falcon stick. Grant gets it back to Niedermeyer. Niedermeyer on the far side corner. Waters into the middle. And Michigan Tech will clear it outside of the zone, and the Falcons will mug it, turn it back over. Oh, the pass to Niedermeyer, but he was going for a change. Didn't even see the puck at his feet. Back up now, Baker. Fourth line forward. There's it back. Imonen gets it out of the zone. I don't know if it hit a stick. I think it did. It'll be stopped from being an icing. Leahy settles it down. He's 15 saves on today's game, no goals allowed. Cole Moore on the other side, 22 saves, but 2 goals allowed. Both of them little tumblers that got past him on rebound chances from inside. Well, it's been his weak point on the season. You leave him one-on-one, he's near perfect. You get those on the inside, you can't really prepare for him. Pietola to Koskapirti. Koskapirti's blocked by Zonka. Back to Pietola, near side wheel. Back around, shot is wide left. Rebound chance, nothing goes. Parker pushes it away. Maxwell Martin with the puck now, off the high glass. Zonko will chase it down, had position. Force it back into the D zone of the Falcons. Not a lot of whistles in this period. The only penalty is offsetting, so still even strength. No power plays, no penalty kills. Under 4 minutes left to play in the second period. Miscommunication on that pass, a hit, forced down, almost turned the puck over. The Falcons looking for it behind their guy Moore. Leppa giving chase, wears a hit, gets it around, back to his point man. Off the high glass, near side. And Kekkonen pressuring up a couple of Falcons. Puck is lost for us, not for the referee. He hasn't shut the play down yet. Still fighting for it in behind. cross over into the pad of Cole Moore, but he had the entire goal shut off, so no chance of that going in. Matthew Campbell will touch this one, avoid the icing. 13 seconds and 3 minutes left in the third period. Jack works up the near side, looking for a pass. The backhand shot will go into Moore, and he'll glove it easily, shut the play down, and give his guys a rest. It's been about 6 minutes of pure shift after shift after shift hockey, which is really nice to see for the Falcons, staying out of the box. But they haven't had a whole lot of offensive chance. 23 shots on goal to 15, Michigan Tech and Bowling Green. Works for the faceoff. The Falcons win it. It's their 17th won faceoff of the game. They lead 17-15 in the faceoff one category. Grant puts on a hit, back to the point man. Rylan Brown is knocked down by McKinley. McKinley looking for a pass, turns it back around as they were defending the pass behind Moore. Crossover into the middle, O'Hara up the center. Wozni with a shot, over, rebound chance from McKinley, and he fanned on that one. Stayed in the zone. Gordon is open near side. Herdig can't get it to it. Pass over into the middle, saved by Cole Moore, and a shot and a goal from Victor Herdig as a deflection in front. That one was not the fault of Cole Moore. That was just bad luck against the Falcons. And it was knocked down for Victor Herdig's first goal, first point of the season, the transfer from Michigan State. And the score is 3-0, Michigan Tech.
From BG having a great opportunity. Breck McKinley just missing out. Just couldn't contact on the big slap shot opportunity to Michigan Tech, going all the way back down the ice, scoring the goal.
The first even strength goal of the game for either team. The previous play is apparently under further review for an interference call. Possibly a skate in the blue paint. Possibly somebody interfered with Cole Moore. The referees will be looking at this one. Sean Fernandez, Derek Berkebill, Nick Huff, and Patrick Giles, the linesmen. So Fernandez and Berkebill, the referees, looking in on the play. It'll be a big goal to take off the board for the Falcons because they trail by 3 right now, which is a tall order to come back from in the third period alone, where 2:29 left in the second. So effectively, not a lot of time for the Falcons to get a goal on. I don't know, Nathan, did you see anybody in the paint? Did you see anybody interfere with Cole Moore?
I mean, there's a chance of it, but it was just like a straight shot, like right through. So there is a chance. Like it was just so fast, though.
Was quite a fast play. Cole Moore had to step out to try and make the play, and it was chipped up into the air, and Herdig knocked it down.
But you got to wonder, when Cole Moore kind of moved out to like make the play, if he got contacted, if it was outside the blue paint, they might not give him credit for it.
That is also true. If the contact is inside the blue paint, they could take the goal away. If a skate, even a fraction of a skate, was in the blue paint when the puck was knocked down out of the air and into the net, it will take the goal off the board. So we will see. Across the CCHA, Lake Superior State is on top of St. Thomas 1-0. The goal from Brandon Piku is unassisted, and that's the only goal of that game. Augustana is on top of Northern Michigan. Hunter Bischoff, the lone goal for Augustana. Joey Del Greco, the assist. Michigan Tech leads over the Falcons 2-0 as of right now, unless they confirm the goal. Augustana on top of NMU 1-0, and Lake Superior State on top of St. Thomas 1-0. That's all the scores for the CCHA. They're taking a long time to look at this one, so it must be closer than even we thought when the play happened. The headset is off now for Sean Fernandez, the referee wearing number 40.
And they have their decision.
Derek Berkebill, the other one, gave the scorers table the decision immediately. Call from Fernandez. No goaltending interference
The goal will
is the
stand.
call, and Bowling Green loses their challenge. 3-0, Michigan Tech over Bowling Green. 2.5 minutes left to play in the second period. They're going to have a long way to work back from in these last 2.5 minutes and in the third period as well. Face-off won by the Falcons. They dump it into the zone. This is what Michigan Tech does so well in this portion of the game. They play 2 defenders back at all times. They're very well coached. They don't make any mistakes at this portion of the game, and they make it really hard for you to break away and score enough goals, even with the goaltender pulled. Scardino with a big hit. Gets it away. Pietola at the point, working in. Willie is standing on the bench right now looking for a call, and nobody got it. And another one, as this one left outside of the line. Willie is incensed right now that there was no call. Willie is not even watching the play.
He is
screaming at the
daggers into the ref's eyes right now.
Zonka finally picks up his stick. It could have had something to do with that. He puts pressure on Zonka, showing frustration. Willie just gave him a tap, so it must have been a penalty against Zonka that didn't get called, the freshman. Chance is saved by Malahi, and the whistle blows on a chance from Brody Waters. Willie will want to have a talk with the referee about that one as soon as he skates over, and he's doing it right now. Not really making any friends as Willie, but he's dialed in on a certain play. Has not stopped chirping yet. Play finally starts. He starts talking to one of his guys, so he's outside of the last play. 3-0, minute 15 left to play in the second period. Waters on the near side. Back in, Herdig giving pressure there, and Vaharautio to Morel. Morel playing back in a defensive role on that play, at least. Vaharautio in the zone. Passanen will intercept this one with Wozni. Back out and around. O'Hara with some open space, trying to clear it over to the center of the neutral zone where his guys were. Waters up to O'Hara. O'Hara gets his puck poked away, and a breakout chance is shut down as the pass was just long for Elias Janssen. 42 seconds left in the second period. We're probably going to exit this one with a 3-0 Michigan Tech lead. They scored 2 in the first, 1 in the third, and none of them really the greatest goals in the world, but a goal is a goal. Even strength, Elias Janssen and Isaac Gordon, the assists on the goal. Pass up off the half wall. O'Hara tries to get position. It's intercepted. Pietola gains position on the inside. Pass back around. McKinley pressuring behind Moore. Martin crosses. O'Hara, a little bit of a 2-on-2 chance. Pressured in. Where's a hit? McKinley with the puck now. Sorry, Duran. Back in. Shot is blocked. Over, and the Malahi kicks it away. Norris working for the puck, along with Duran. Working against Herdig and Pietola, along with Works. Works gets it away to Matthew Campbell. A big hit at the end of that play as time expires. And the Falcons will be shut out through 2. And Michigan Tech will get 2 in the first and 1 in the second. We'll take a step back. When we bring you back, we'll have the Marta Crow intermission report. The late Marta Crow, a longtime BGSU hockey fan and listener of WBGU 88.1 FM. You are listening to your home for BGSU hockey.
On October 26, 2024, BGSU cornerback Jordan Oladokin snagged 2 interceptions, including a pick 6 in BG's 41-26 win over rival Toledo. Falcon Media Sports Network's Reese Patricus was on the call on Falcon Radio.
Minute 13 left to go. Ball picked off. Jordan Oladokin. He's got Green in front of him. Jordan Oladokin. 10-5. Touchdown, Bowling Green. Ball game. 41-26, Bowling Green wins this year's edition of the Battle of I-75 up here in the Glass Bowl.
This has been a Falcon Media Sports Network featured call.
You could listen to WBGU 88.1 FM, or you could be part of the action. Volunteer with WBGU FM in a variety of roles, including on-air, promotions, social media, music selection, and much more. Positions are always available to students and the local community. For more information, visit the WBGU Facebook page. Volunteer with Northwest Ohio's community radio station, WBGU 88.1 FM. The return to radio freedom. Are you ready to become part of the team? Northwest Ohio's community radio station is looking for new volunteers just like you. Join our team of enthusiastic volunteers that help make WBGU 88.1 FM a success. WBGU is Northwest Ohio's community radio station. Visit our social media pages for more recruitment information. WBGU, return to radio freedom.
To listen to replays of recent Falcon Media Sports Network's broadcasts, tune into WBGU 88.1 FM every weekday morning from midnight to 3 a.m.
Continue the WBGU experience online by engaging with our social media profiles on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Subscribe to our feeds to stay connected with the local community and receive information about special events and programming. Like us and share our content to help build the WBGU audience. 88.1 FM WBGU Bowling Green is Northwest Ohio's community radio station.
Interested in joining Falcon Media Sports Network? If you're looking to get involved, send an email to sports@bgfalconmedia.com.
On October 4th, 2024, BGSU volleyball opposite hitter Lauren Hovey recorded her 115th career service ace in BG's comeback reverse sweep of Western Michigan, passing Paige Penrod for the most in program history during the rally scoring era. Falcon Media Sports Network's Chaz McNeil had the call of the historic moment on WBGU 88.1 FM.
And that will make history. Lauren Hovey's 115th ace in the rally scoring era is in the history books as the Stroh Center applauds.
This has been a Falcon Media Sports Network featured call.
Welcome back to the Coolin Center Studios. I'm Holden Ruck once again, your board operator for tonight's Falcon hockey action, joining you for the Marta Crow second intermission report. The late Marta Crow, long supporter of Falcon hockey and WBGU 88.1 FM. We're going to look back at some CCHA scores going on right now. Bemidji State and North Dakota are in the middle of the first period still with 3 minutes left of a inter-conference matchup, and they are scoreless in that. As we've discussed, the Bowling Green Falcons are currently down 0-3 to the Michigan Tech Huskies, who are looking to close things out in the third period. Lake Superior State currently leads St. Thomas 1-0 from Minnesota, and Northern Michigan is currently down 2-0 to the Augustana Vikings in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. In other Falcon athletics action from today, the football team saw their MAC championship hopes dashed today with a loss to the Miami Redhawks, who will travel to Detroit next weekend, hoping to repeat as the MAC champions against the Ohio Bobcats. And so without further ado, I'm going to bring it back to our commentators from the Slater Family Ice Arena. Ben, Nathan, what did you see in the second period there?
Yeah, I saw a lot of good things defensively from the Falcons. They did a very good job up until that goal at the end. Again, more than the other two, we talked about it a little bit that there hasn't been a lot of really well set up Michigan Tech goals. They've got a lot that have just fallen their way. The two in the first period were ones on the doorstep. They were just able to slap wildly and get past Colmore, which goal's a goal. And then that one at the end, Victor Herdig, a defenseman, was just in the right place at the right time. It got in the air. He knocked it down and pushed it through the legs of Moore. And again, none of those were really set up. The Falcon defense did a very good job, and that last one was more of a puck luck thing and less of a really set up play from Michigan Tech. So some good things from the Falcons, but they find themselves down 3-0, and that's a pretty sizable lead to come back from.
And from a statistical standpoint, or in your opinion, is there anything really dramatically different the Falcons can do to help remedy this, or?
Not really, honestly. They could get more shot attempts. As always, more shot attempts equal more chances to score a goal. But a lot of the goals, especially for Michigan Tech right now, are mostly puck luck. Like, there's not much you can really do about it except get a little bit more lucky. So, BG, they can't really, the goals they've let up, they can't really do much to prevent it. It's more, they need to be a little bit more offensively minded throughout this third period to create more chances to try and break the shutout right now that Michigan Tech's putting up against them.
The only thing, looking at the statistics, that really seems noteworthy is kind of hard to find. The penalties, Michigan Tech has 3 to Bowling Green's 4, so 6 to 8 minutes. Face-offs have been pretty close with 16 to 19. Notably, Michigan Tech has 10 blocked shots to Bowling Green's 3, and the shots on goal deficit is notable too. Bowling Green only has 16 to Michigan Tech's 25, whereas in total shots, they're only 6 apart, so seems the shots on goal may be a factor for the Falcons, just not able to find those looks.
Yeah, they like to get a lot of shots on goal. Willie prides himself on being an offensive forward team, especially with those shots on goal. He said before the season started they're going to score a lot of goals, but they're going to give up a lot of goals as a byproduct. You've seen them give up a couple of goals, and again, whether you think they were really well set up goals or not, they are goals, and they gave up a couple today, but haven't really been able to score any. Those block shots have been a huge factor. Defense positioning for Michigan Tech is very good. They're very well coached. Joe Shawn does a great job in the CCHA. He knows how the CCHA runs. He plays hard. He plays physical. We've seen that from this Michigan Tech team today, especially with those physicalities. That physicality in forcing the puck away, especially defensively and in front of the net as well. Not even a lot of knee blocks, just being in the right position at the right time. If the Falcons are an inch off in a couple of those, it's a completely different game, and that's something that you have to remedy with more offensive prowess. It's going to be tough in this third period because Michigan Tech's just going to put 2 guys on the defensive blue line all the time and not allow you to break away. You're going to have to get the puck in the zone and set it up, hope for a penalty from them and a power play. You got to get a couple before you get within that 3-minute mark, so pulling the goalie means something and you can tie the game up. You have to be able to pull the goalie with a good chance. If it's 3-0 when you get inside those 3 minutes, you're not going to really have that much of a chance to come back in the game. That'll be a wild turn of events for both Michigan Tech and Bowling Green. That's a once in a century happening, blowing a 3-0 lead with 3 minutes. So you really got to score. You got to score early, and you got to score very fast.
Like you're saying, kind of a tall order ahead for the Falcons if they're going to be able to even tie this game and potentially send it to overtime. I want each of you to tell me who is one Falcon that you would look to that you'd either expect or predict would be someone to really step up if the Falcons were to make a comeback.
I'm going to go with Ryan O'Hara. He has been getting all kinds of chances so far this game. There was a couple where earlier he got interfered with. It was a missed call, but the fans were incensed. But he has been all over the place all game. He's been playing great. He's gotten tons of scoring chances. Just hasn't quite been able to put one by the goaltender. And also, if he does score, it would be his first goal on the year.
Mine's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to choose a guy that's not even on the line. Technically a fifth-line guy without a centerman. Adam Zonka's played a lot in this game, kind of relieved the fourth-line responsibility of Owen Ozar. I like the way he's a Willie player. He plays without the puck very well. His shot volume's not the greatest, but he likes to turn over pucks. I think him playing well is representative of the team playing well. He's going to turn the puck over a lot, and you just got to capitalize on those opportunities, hopefully for a breakaway. O'Hara, as Nathan mentioned, has had a lot of breakaways in this game. He hasn't been able to fill one yet. He's turned a couple into really nice passes and chances for other team members, but I think Zonka's going to be a guy going forward in this third period that's going to do a very good job, play off the puck, turn the puck over, and hopefully get a couple of goals for Bowling Green.
Well, we'll have to keep a watchful eye on those two guys as all eyes turn to the Falcons in this third period where they look to come back from what could really seem like an insurmountable lead. So that's going to do it for our second intermission report, the Marta Crow intermission report. Don't go anywhere. We're coming up soon with the third period of Bowling Green versus Michigan Tech. This is Falcon Hockey on 88 WBGU 88.1 FM.
BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. Make sure to tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network.
Hi, this is Emmy Butera with the women's soccer team, and I'm doing my favorite 4 candies. So my first one is Jolly Ranchers. My second one is Sour Patch Watermelon. My third one, probably Gummy Bears. And my fourth one, I'll go with Mentos.
Hey, BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. When I was a Falcon, there was BGRSO. Now it's Falcon Media Sports Network. Keep up with all BGSU sports news and action by following BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and check out BGFalconMedia.com. Hi, Ziggy.
Complement your WBGU radio experience with additional content available online. Subscribe to our social media feeds on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to receive information about special events, promotional activities, and our program schedule. Stay connected with WBGU wherever you go and return to Radio Freedom. Thanks for listening to WBGU Bowling Green, Ohio.
Don't have time to tune into a BGSU sports broadcast? Falcon Media Sports Network will have you covered with live updates of home BGSU athletic events. To follow along, head over to @BG_FMSN on Twitter X.
My name is Kyle Blassingame from BGSU Men's Soccer, and my Falcon 4 favorite hobbies are Kirby, which is a game created by BG Men's Soccer. My second favorite hobby would be Slid.io. I recently bought a PC and I've been gaming it. My third favorite hobby is playing golf with Kyle Cusimano. And my fourth favorite hobby is watching Game of Thrones with Brendan Graves.
Looking for a BGSU Athletics talk radio show? Tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m., where a panel of Falcon Media Sports Network members discuss the hottest BG sports topics. Only on WBGU 88.1 FM.
There's so much more WBGU content available online through our social media profiles on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Subscribe to our feeds to get the most up-to-date information about the program schedule, show hosts, and upcoming promotional events. Return to Radio Freedom with WBGU on 88.1 FM and online social media profiles.
Welcome back to the Slater Family Ice Arena. Michigan Tech Huskies on top of the Bowling Green Falcon hockey team by a score of 3-0. Ben Kroik here with Nathan Burkett from the Falcon Media Sports Network. Some puck luck, as we've said a lot, that we've seen from Michigan Tech, but they lead 3-0 with a couple of nice chances that haven't found the net, and then a couple of scrums that have just been able to find the back of the net and beat Cole Moore. He's got 22 saves and 3 goals allowed on today's game. The Falcons looking to be a little bit more offensive. Nathan, what specifically are you looking for in this third period?
I'm looking for a lot of the same physicality. As the game has progressed throughout the first and second period, as time has gone on, the hits have gone even more violent. I talked about after the first period how it was like watching Chris Parner or Scott Stevens. It just keeps getting even more violent. It feels like a playoff game right now, and honestly, I would be shocked if we don't see a full-on bout by the end of this game.
Ryan O'Hara with the puck now in the neutral zone, trying to push it out, but the Falcons will possess in their D zone. Off the half wall, tipped in, big hit against Jaden Grant. A couple of hands in the air on the Falcon bench, but no penalty assessed. There's been a couple of questionable calls that the Falcon bench thinks they should have got. Cross over the middle into Malahi, and Malahi is pressed away. This one's,
and this may be the battle I was talking about,
getting a little bit scrappy there behind Malahi as he looks on. A gathering in front of the what would be a student section, but of course we're on Thanksgiving break here in Bowling Green. You know, just looking at the shot chart for both Michigan Tech and Bowling Green, Bowling Green's is pretty spread out, pretty solid as well. They've got a decent amount of shots coming from all over the ice, diversifying where they're taking shots from. A decent amount of them on power plays as well, but Michigan Tech's a lot of them between the wheels, inside of the zone, right in front of Cole Moore, and 2 of the 3 goals have occurred. I think the shot chart's wrong, actually. I think all 3 goals have occurred right around that blue paint area, and that's just been the weakness for Cole Moore in this game, just not being able to defend those rebounds. Back out to the point. Pasanen just calmly leaves it in. O'Hara working it around, looking for a pass. It's into Pasanen. It's just wide right on his shot. Duran across to Waters. It hits the skate of the referee and knocks the puck dead, and that'll make a turnover for Michigan Tech as Rylan Brown pushes this up. Falcons with the puck now. Turnover in the zone. Now Michigan Tech will come back with their 5-on-3 as a couple of Falcons went for a change. Pass in, hit from Wozni. Pasanen gives it to Wozni, gives it to Waters. Waters up the near side. His shot tipped away. Taking it back in and up. And Michigan Tech will settle it down. No rush for the Huskies. They have a 3-goal buffer starting the third period of this game. Pass over, almost intercepted. Jack Works moves his way inside. He's pushed to the ice. Emerson digs it off. McKinley now has to press it back in. Now he's got the puck, turns it back around, finds some open ice, tries to give it up to Emerson, but it's a little bit telegraphed, and Tech picks it off. Right out there in front. Campbell looking in, pass, where's a hit? Wozni with the puck now. Up into the neutral zone, Works intercepts it, whistle blows, and it was offsides. Works didn't know where his guy was. Elias Janssen a little bit too eager. BG wins the faceoff. Eric Parker now in the zone. The Falcons lead in faceoff wins 21-16. Martin tries to center his pass. It's pulled away. Bartle now up over into the middle. Tipped up and in. Baker giving chase with Blake. Blake had a really good series against St. Thomas. Pretty solid game today. Nothing negative to speak about how he's played. Grant up, pass in, back around, pulled away by Vaharautio. Where's a hit from Martin? Up the far side. Michigan Tech looking in, pancakes it into the zone. It'll cross the goal line. The Falcons will dig it back out from beside the net. Zonka tips it just outside the zone. Bezek turns it back around. Breaks the ankles of Zonka, who skated way back around. Pasanen back around. Ozar back on the ice now with Zonka. Slap shot, and it's saved. Cole Moore is sitting on the puck now. That one hit off the iron.
Colmore got lucky there. He's had a couple unlucky situations, but
that one, he beat him with the puck. It just didn't end up falling. I think that one went off the back iron and flew in the air and fell on the blue paint. And Colmore just sat on it like he was laying an egg.
Colmore might want to take after Marc-Andre Florian. He's got to thank his posts after that one. Goalie's best friend in this situation.
Imonen wins the faceoff. Tech possesses. Pedersen across. McKinley blows a tire, gets the puck away though. Waters slaps it outside the D zone of the Falcons up to Duran. Duran with a good cross pass to Ben Wozni. Wozni with a breakaway. The defenseman with a shot, and Malahi shuts it down. Worked it in too deep. A lot to ask for from the senior defenseman.
We have a couple post-whistle conversations, we'll call it.
Already a couple of neat chances for Bowling Green. They trail by 7 in the shot on goal battle, which is limited as of their last couple of periods of play. They've been trailing by a quite sizable margin. Off the high wall, Michigan Tech tries to settle it down. Foe giving chase. He's got position. His stick gets to the puck first. Press up against the boards with his arms in the air, looking like he's being arrested against the boards. McKinley with the puck, tries to center it. Almost kept in. Scardina does keep it in, but leaves it back as his skates take him out of the realm of play. Reinen back around to Kukkonen. Kukkonen can't hold on. Wozni off the half wall and across. McKinley can't hold on. Emerson skating in. Works across. Tries to center the pass. Can't do it. Pietola now working in on the far side wheel. Looking for a pass in. Turns it back around. Heading toward the blue line and then just dumps it back in. And Wozni will hold on. McKinley looking up to Foe and pass won't land. Elias Janssen. Cross over into the middle and good stick work by Scardina, who flew in there. Kick it out of the way. McKinley tries to get it outside the blue line. Offensive stand for Michigan Tech, just trying to waste some time. Takes it in over into the slot, and the Falcons pancake it out, go for a change. Seems like Pietola has been on the ice the entirety of this game. Turns this one over to Grant. Tries to leave it back for Emerson, but he just skates off, going for a change. Working it in. Hit from Waters, who forces this one free a little bit. Janssen looking in now as he presses it back up. Trying to dig it off of the orange board. Shot over and wide of Moore. Norris with a hit. Turns it over to Martin. Max Martin up the far side. Looking in. He's got a man near side. That's Jaden Grant. Over into the middle, and Niedermeyer with a stick in the lane trying to push it through. Off of Malahi. Kicked over. Tech trying to come up with possession here in their D zone. Can't come up with possession. Try and clear it out. It's kept in by the Falcons. 2 Falcons. Waters and Niedermeyer will go for a change and allow Michigan Tech to hold on to the puck. Under 15 minutes left to play in the third period. Campbell trying to work his way in. He's got a goal in this game, the second. Power play, 17:29 into the first period. Spinning out is Waters, I believe. The whistle blows. And I think it was offsides on Bowling Green. Running out of time to get goals here. You can't expect to get all 3 goals with the goalie pulled in the last 3-4 minutes of the game. Face out by the Falcons. Waters tries to gain control, gets it into the zone, but Vaharautio will be the man. Hit center ice from Duran, forces the puck free and gets possession for his guys. Trying to find a white jersey up the ice. O'Hara with a little bit of breakaway here. Over and in through the middle. Good stick work. Tries to slap it over. Defended a couple of times. Ben Duran with a stick shot there. Over to Wozni. Wozni defending with a stick out in the passing lane. Back into the D zone. O'Hara giving a forecheck. O'Hara's got a lot of good offensive chances today. He's produced a lot this season with his 7 assists. He's got a lot scoring-wise today, none of them filled. Kicked away over through the slot is Ozar. Ozar up to Imonen. Imonen just gives it a little bit of extra juice to get it to his guy. He gets past the center line and out. Pass up, Sardarian near side. Got a little bit of a breakaway, looking in like he's going to pass it. Works it back around, pass over into the slot, and it won't land. Koskapirti with the puck. Back to Sardarian, and it's blocked by Imonen. Off of the glass, trying to clear it out. It'll clear the blue line, but 13 minutes left in the third period. The Falcons are still putting an egg on the board. Parker over to Blake. Blake off the half wall.
Delayed penalty here for Michigan Tech.
Delayed penalty. Cole Moore will exit. Foe leaves it back for Emerson. That'll be possessed by Tech. Cole Moore will head back out, and a Husky will head to the box. A prime opportunity. And Sardarian with his second penalty of the game. The most penalized player for Michigan Tech. 8 penalty minutes. He adds 4 to it today. He gets for cross-checking. And here's the power play unit. Martin, O'Hara, and Waters, the forwards. Norris and McKinley, the defensemen.
I'm not going to say that this is necessarily a must-score situation for the Falcons.
No, it's a must-score
situation.
situation.
Yeah, it's a must-score situation.
3-0, Michigan Tech. A score here sets you up pretty well. Not the greatest. Again, you're still trailing 3, but
if you score on this power play, you have a chance.
Better than nothing.
If you don't score on this power play, not only like are you still down by 3, but also emotionally, like you just feel like you've let one by. So,
shot in is blocked by Vaharautio. At the point from McKinley. Passes it along the blue line to O'Hara. Tip over into the middle. Malahi lost it. Over in and again, and he covers this one up and scoops it after the play is blown dead. A chance there for Bowling Green. They need a lot more and 1 to fill. You don't know how many more opportunities you're going to get like this with a man advantage. And you need it very badly. 12:30 left in the third period. You've yet to score. You have more total shots than Michigan Tech by 11, but less shots on goal by 4. This is your chance to remedy that and remedy the score as well. Taken away, McKinley in the neutral zone, back up inside the blue line. Could have been offsides on Martin, but no whistle. Norris is back to O'Hara. O'Hara in the zone, fakes leaving it to McKinley. Takes this one up, iced down by Michigan Tech. $1:10 left in the man advantage for Bowling Green, and again, 1. That's a must score on if you're Willie and the Falcons. Duran up, gets tripped up, wanting a call again as the Falcon bench, and Willie is beside himself about that one. He was frustrated, and I didn't see it. The boards were in my way. Duran up the near side again, working it over, looking for a pass into the slot. He's got a man there, turns it back around. Wozni at the point, fakes the shot. Duran on the far side, working in deep, back to Foe, and it was cut off in the lane by Koskapirti with good stick work. Wozni back to Foe. Foe on the near side wheel, looking in, taking it all the way. The shot is deflected off Hertig. Back up to Foe. Foe back up to Wozni, looking to keep it in. They can, but it could possibly be turned over. Less than 15 left to play in the power play for the Falcons. Back in, Wozni at the point. You need it, and the pass sails through the legs of Ben Duran. That was a chance right there. That'll kill the rest of the power play off over into the slot. Ben Wozni in a breakaway here. Cole Moore comes out to the wheel, tries to get this one away. Michigan Tech in, and it'll go into the bench of the Falcons. And the power play is killed off by Michigan Tech pristinely, and they're 3 for 3 on their penalty kill situations today.
That was a must-score situation for the Falcons. They couldn't turn one in there.
10:45 left in the third period. They trail by 3. Jaden Grant for the faceoff with Zonka Eric Parker, Tommy Passanen, and Jackson Niedermeyer. A lot of stick work in front of Moore. Finally gets it away to Zonka. Zonka with a pancake into the zone. Grant goes for the body. Gets the puck away. The black jerseys are all around it. Brown up. Leaves it in. Passanen will be the first man there, but is blown off for icing, and the play will reset in the O zone for the Falcons. You need a goal soon. You got to worry about pulling Cole Moore. You don't want to have to do it with 2 goals down, but you will if you have to, and you'll have to do it with probably 3.5 minutes. Duran loses the faceoff. Campbell takes it around. Into Baker. Baker up, where's a hit in the O zone of the Falcons. Ben Duran giving pressure, good pressure. Puts on a hit, gets it away. Now O'Hara wears a hit and gets it away again. Tipping over the back of the net. McKinley forces the puck away. Michigan Tech will go for a line change. They're playing 3 men on the center line when the Falcons are deep in the D zone. Now they got a man creeping up a little bit. Pushed away is Grant. Offside warning against Tech. Now is touched by the Falcons. They're all onside so they can go after it, and they are. Tipped up the ice. This should be an icing against the Falcons, and it is. We'll have another reset with 9:30 left in the third.
BG is trying to act a little desperate and not in a good way in this situation. Michigan Tech is playing conservative because they can play conservative with this 3-goal buffer. So they're keeping those 3 defensemen up around the center ice logo.
BG has shortened their bench quite a lot. We're not seeing a lot of Parker and Blake. Not seeing a lot of the third line of Foe, Imonen, and Emerson. Especially Foe's been on the ice a little bit, but haven't seen a lot of Lurkerberg lately either. McKinley to Grant. The 4th line on for the Falcons now. Grant, Niedermeyer, and Zonka. Works with the puck now. Name for the game for Michigan Tech now is wasting time. Trying to hold on to the puck as long as possible, make sure the Falcons can't get offensive chances. Working into the slot, shot goes wide, right on a slap shot from Koskapirti. Another shot is wide right. This one from Works. Falcons take the puck up into the neutral zone. They have to go for a line change. Foe gets spun out. Couple of men change. Works with the move in. Pressed up by Passanen. Blake on the ice now, giving McKinley a rest. Puck back around, shot into Works. Works with the puck, working it back around into the slot, and a fanned on shot. Zonka with the puck now, and a 2-on-2. Pass up, beautiful to Martin. Martin with a chance, shot in, is kicked away by Malahi. Back over into the slot. Zonka turns it back around. Got a man there is Wozni. Zonka back in, and he's mugged by a Husky. Back up. 1-on-1, Sardarian turns it back over. Zonka with the puck now. Up to Duran. Duran near side. Leaves it in for Martin. Martin back. Pass over into the slot, and it's kicked away by Tech. They take it up. Sardarian wasting time. Isn't going to go for an offensive chance. Now they do a little bit. Taking it out and behind. Wrapping it around on the blue paint. Kicked in by Parker so that Cole Moore can hold on. And 7:47 left in the third period. Michigan Tech leads 3-0. We'll head into our media timeout. You're listening to BGSU Hockey on WBGU 88.1 FM.
This is Northwest Ohio's community radio station, WBGU 88.1 FM. Like, follow, and subscribe to our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter feeds for access to special content, program and DJ information, and so much more. Return to Radio Freedom with WBGU on 88.1 FM and online with our social media profiles. Thanks for listening to WBGU Bowling Green, Ohio.
Hey everyone, Falcon Media Sports Director Lucas Kleinmeyer here. You're listening to WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network.
You're listening to 88.1 FM WBGU. Enjoy local news content starting with the morning show, and stick around for entertainment programs focused on jazz, blues, folk, world music, and so much more. Return to Radio Freedom with WBGU by listening live 24/7. Available locally on 88.1 FM or streaming online on bgfalconmedia.com and the TuneIn Radio app. WBGU, Northwest Ohio's community radio station.
3-0 Michigan Tech. The Falcons talking over their options during this media timeout. Drawing up a play looks to be Willie. It's got to be a good one because you need 3 goals to force an overtime and even take points in the CCHA. Ben Korak here with Nathan Burkett from the Falcon Media Sports Network. Michigan Tech has played great today. Good offense, put themselves in position to succeed. The pucks have fallen their way a little bit. Haven't really set up. They set up a good amount of offense, but none of their 3 goals have come off a set-up offense. Logan Morrell, Matthew Campbell, and Victor Herdig, the 3 goals for Michigan Tech, all of them on tip plays, rebound chances, over and dirty, and Cole Moore and the defenseman of the Falcons just not able to do a good enough job as O'Hara chases this one into the O-zone. Falcons come up with it now over into the slot. It's kicked away. Dalton Norris with a chance. Passing in, goes for the puck and not the body. That's what you got to do at this aspect of the game. You clear the puck instead of putting a hit on the body. You got to play the offensive-only game now. Rylan Brown wears a hit. Over to Waters. Waters leaves it back to Passanen, who leaves it back for Norris. I'm sorry, Ben Duran into Passanen. The shot. Oh, a chance. Ben Wozni with a perfect cut after that shot in. And a rebound chance. The whistle blows. I think we're going to get
we got issues now.
Penalty against Michigan Tech, as even the goalie Malahy's involved in that one, the scrum.
I said I'd be shocked if there wasn't going to be a full-on bout. I'd count this as the full-on bout.
No punches thrown. We'll see if penalties will be assessed. The box of Bowling Green is open, and I think they're going to take one. You just got to hope that Michigan Tech's taking it with them. Tripping against Ben Wozni, and he's really arguing this point. The penalty is not on the fight, it's on the play itself. Wozni will serve 2, and after he's done, it'll be 5 minutes left in the third period, and you got to think about pulling Cole Moore so you have enough time to get 3.
It looked like Ryan O'Hara saw the penalty was going against his team and just threw all caution to the wind, decided to lay a big hit.
Willie wants to talk to a referee, calls him over. I think that's Fernandez that he's talking to, asking something. You might even be at the portion of the game where unless you score another goal in the next couple minutes, you don't even think about pulling the goalie. You just leave it 5-on-5 and hope this stuff starts falling your way. Patterson, Kukkonen, Sardarian, Logan Morrell, and what looks to be Jack Works. I'm sorry, Chase Pietola, the lone defenseman on the ice now for Michigan Tech. So they're going all out. Ben Wozni is going to leave, and Duran's going to go in. That's a plus trade for the Falcons as they get the defenseman out on a penalty kill. Niedermeyer on the ice with Scardina, McKinley, and Parker. McKinley presses up against. Niedermeyer ices this puck. It's a good defensive stand first off for the Falcons. 1:45. 15 seconds expired in the man advantage for Michigan Tech. There's a good chance for Tech to just waste some time. Kukkonen leaves it back. Pietola pass across the blue line. Shot in is deflected by the Falcons. Can't get it outside the blue line. Now they do. It's Jaden Grant who takes it into the zone, lets his guys go for a change, trying to pass it over into the slot and find Wozni, who skates his way off. The tripping call was talked about by Willie, and they got Duran in the box instead of Wozni, which is huge. You'd rather have the defenseman on the penalty kill. The pass back is outside the blue line. Under a minute left in the man advantage. And the Falcons, that time ticking away, and it's a valuable time as that. Pass up, neutral zone. Niedermeyer with the puck now, works his way in, breaking this one away, and Malahi kicks this one on the one-on-one for Niedermeyer, wasting some time. It's a less offensive chance for Michigan Tech. Around the horseshoe, back to Martin. Martin tries to dig it out. McKinley with the puck now on the 4-on-5. Tips it up, Scardina giving chase. Puts on a big hit, tries to force it away. Martin giving a hard forecheck too. Puts a hit on himself. Pushes him down to the ice. Martin forcing it out and behind. 10 seconds left and man advantage for Michigan Tech. Didn't really get a good chance. So the penalty kill for the Falcons comes up clutch, but they need the offense to do even more. Pass out, breakaway. Oh, just long for Ben Duran. This one will be cleared back around. That would have been a chance and a half for Ben Duran coming right out of the box. Ryman wears it. Falcons and Huskies battling for it. Same position that we saw at the end of the Mason Cup run for the Falcons last year in their second game against Michigan Tech up in Houghton. Pancaked up, O'Hara sees it. Clearing in the zone, Pietila gets tied up. O'Hara over the middle. Ben Duran now turns it back around. McKinley at the far side. 4:20 left. Brett Foe's shot is blocked outside the blue line. Good positioning. Nordstrom takes it all the way in. The extra skater for Michigan Tech, playing as a forward. Gets it back outside the blue line, but Michigan Tech possesses. That's the ideal spot for them. Pancaked in. Cole Moore will keep it in play. Ozar with the puck now. Tips it up to Imonen. Imonen just a little bit long for him. Back around. Moore will settle it down. McKinley clears it back out of the zone. Puck's in no man's land. Nobody holds on. Still doesn't. Pass long for Ozar. 3:40 left in the third period. The Falcons trail by 3. You got to possibly look to see if you can get Cole Moore out. Don't know if Willie's going to wait for a score to happen before he thinks about that.
I personally would rather at least have a goal on the board just so you know you can score.
Two schools of thought. You could just wait for a natural goal to score before you worry about pulling. Or you could pull him. You're around that time, 3:15. Puck behind in the O-zone of the Falcons. Cole Moore didn't make a move, so it doesn't look like they're going to. Blocked on the dump-in attempt by Wozni. Taking it all the way in. The shot on the doorstep is pushed away. Michigan Tech with a chance. Now leaves it back. Passing with the puck now. Digging for it in the corner. The southeast corner of the Slater Family Ice Arena. 2:50 left in the third period. Pass over and across. Falcons with a drive now. Passing it up into the neutral zone. Cole Moore's not budging, so it doesn't look like they're pulling him. They're going to be content with the 3-0 game for right now. Niedermeyer into the zone. Emerson with a shot here, and it's saved by Malahi. Over in the middle. Cross back out to the point. Norris with the puck now. 2:25 left. Chipped up. Touch. The Falcons will have to stop this one from being in the icing. Niedermeyer, pass up to Waters. 4 forwards on the ice now for the Falcons. Near side, Niedermeyer crosses it over into the slot and wide open net. Malahi got spun around. He's thrown up an Easter egg against the Falcons today. He only has to do it for the next 2 minutes. Falcons try and turn it over between the wheels, can't do it. Now try and do it again. Pass over to Norris. Norris with a shot wide right. Digging it over is Brody Waters, and he had an open net. Couldn't get it to fall. Pass over across. Parker in the neutral zone, up to Martin. They need 3 goals in 1:40 to tie this one up, send it to overtime, and get points. Tall order. Nearly impossible. Back in the zone, passing it, will have to chase it down, and with a buck and a half left, you're just hoping you get a goal and put one on the board.
You just want to build momentum for tomorrow's game at this point.
Campbell turns it back around. Hit center ice, and it more went against Breck McKinley. as Kukkonen lays that hit back on him. Ring around, shot blocked. McKinley was good positioned. Minute left in the third period. Colmore is not going to leave. The Falcons just need to get a goal and make sure they still have the ability. This one's flipped up into the scorer's table. So with 53.8 seconds left, the Falcons trailing by 3. It's looking like this will be a 3-point endeavor for Michigan Tech in the CCHA. Blake, Parker, Imonen, Ozar, and Emerson on the ice now for the Falcons. Not a production line. 53 seconds. Parker takes it up the far side boards. Michigan Tech tries to settle it in, hold on to the puck. Emerson takes it up. Near side, working in, looking for a pass in the slot. Can't do it. Malahi turns back around. Ozar back to Parker. Parker tries to get it back in the zone. Cross over, and it's gloved by Malahi.
And now here's the bow.
And a bunch of tension boiling over as the Falcons get into a little bit of a scrum.
You mentioned at the beginning of this shift that this line, not exactly a production line, more known for their forechecking and their physicality. You gotta wonder at this point, is that kind of the game that Willie wants out there? Let some of his players let some frustrations out.
Face off in the neutral zone. Leaving it across, Vaharautio knocks it up. Passing will have to give chase. 25 seconds left. Tip up, shot in. Maxwell Martin with a chance, and it's gloved and knocked away. Passing in at the point, working in. Takes a shot, and it's blocked. Michigan Tech with the puck now. They'll kill the rest of this game off, and the Falcons will fall to the Michigan Tech Huskies in the first of a 2-game series. They lose 3-0. 3 straight wins for Michigan Tech here in the Slater Family Ice Arena. 3 in this calendar year. The first of this season out of 2 total matchups for Michigan Tech. Final score 3-0. We'll take a step back and bring you post-game in a few moments. You're listening to WBGU 88.1 FM, your home for BGSU hockey.
WBGU FM is Northwest Ohio's community radio station. Tune in daily for local programming that includes the morning show, oldies, indie rock, children's music, folk, jazz, world music, and so much more. WBGU is the return to radio freedom. Give us a listen on 88.1 FM or online at bgfalconmedia.com and the TuneIn Radio app. 88.1 FM WBGU, Northwest Ohio's community radio station.
In Bowling Green football's 41-17 season opening victory over Fordham on August 29th, junior Justin Pace set a program record with a 100-yard kickoff return touchdown on the first play of the game. Falcon Media Sports Network's Reese Patricus had the call on Falcon Radio.
Go back up and field it on the goal line. Trying to take it to the right, got some blocks, got a hole. Peg was down the far sideline, and he's got space in front of him. 10, 5, touchdown BG brings back the opening kickoff. What a way to start the season.
This has been a Falcon Media Sports Network featured call.
Bowling Green drops this game 3-0 to the Michigan Tech Huskies, who have torched the Falcons in the last couple of matchups, including the games in the Mason Cup last season. The Falcons fall to 5-1 in the season, 2-1 in the CCHA. They gained no points in today's game, but we'll try again tomorrow at 7:07, same bat time, same bat channel. You're on WBGU 88.1 FM. Nathan, it was a a little bit of a rough game offensively for both teams. And it's weird to say that because Michigan Tech scored 3 goals, but all 3 were kind of raggedy goals. They just glanced past Cole Moore and a couple of inches and a couple of more sticks in the lane, and they would have been saved, and we could have had a 0-0 game going into overtime, and that's a very viable way that we could have had this game, but it didn't. The pucks went the way of Michigan Tech. Cole Moore gave up 3 goals on only a handful of saves comparatively to where he's been before, 27, and it was just not a great game for the Falcons overall.
Absolutely. Just rough is a good way to describe this game. It felt like, I noticed a lot of times, it felt like in the offensive zone, BG would sometimes try and do just a little too much. They would try and make an extra pass when they had an open shot. They try to make an extra deke when they had an open shot. Sometimes you just got to take the shot and see where it lands. And that's what Michigan Tech did to get most of their goals. None of them were big. None of them were really flashy. They were just slapping the puck towards the net, hoping for the best. And it worked out 3 times for them.
57 total shots for Bowling Green to 44 for Michigan Tech, but only 28 shots on goal to Michigan Tech's 30. So the quality of chances for Michigan Tech had been better, and they landed 3 more than the Falcons did in this game. They also had 2 power play goals. I'll run you through the goal scoring for Michigan Tech. Logan Morrell led off scoring, 3:37 into the first on a power play goal, assisted by Kokkonen and Sardarian. And as well in the first period, 17:29 in, Matthew Campbell scored a power play goal. Sardarian and Morrell assisted on that one as well. So Sardarian and Morrell each had 2 points. Sardarian on 2 assists and Morrell on a goal and an assist. And then in the second period, Victor Hertig had a goal, even strength, 17:31 into the second, assisted by Jansen and Isaac Gordon for his 6th assist of the season. Still no goals yet for Isaac Gordon, but a little bit of a sophomore slump for him. And when Sardarian, Koskapirti, and Pedersen are scoring at the rate that they are for Michigan Tech, you're not really missing a lot of his offensive ability. They scored 3 goals to the Falcons, 0 on the day. Again, the shots on goal battle 1, and total shots by the Falcons, shots on goal by Michigan Tech. The Falcons did win more faceoffs as per usual, 28-22. The Falcons won in that regard of the game. They did have less blocks, 11-6 for Michigan Tech, and a lot of those shots from Bowling Green never even got to Malahi, never challenged him because they were blocked. A lot of them by Chase Pietola as well. I believe 2 for Lepa and 2 for Pietola, a couple for Isaac Gordon as well. All plus ratings across the Michigan Tech line. A couple of negative ratings across the Bowling Green line, but not a whole lot of negative rating, plus minus, to speak of in this game. Ryan O'Hara had one of his better offensive days, even goal scoring. He is still yet to get a goal, but he had 7 total shots for 6 shots on goal. He had a lot of good chances, a lot of breakaways. Tyler Kavlitz, our production director, chose him to be our pick the stick, which of course didn't get him any points for just shots on goal, but Ryan O'Hara had a pretty good day today for the Falcons.
Absolutely. I said, like, going into the third period that he was the guy to watch in that final bit, and he definitely showed that he was putting up the most effort he could. Just no puck luck today for him or for the Falcons.
So final score, Michigan Tech 3, Bowling Green nothing. Again, we have a game tomorrow again in the Slater Family Ice Arena, and we'll have the broadcast again at 7 o'clock on WBGU 88.1 FM. That's, again, another game between Bowling Green and Michigan Tech. Another game tomorrow taking place at 1:15 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM is women's basketball as they face off against a Power 4 team, Arkansas, in the Daytona Beach tournament in the Ocean Center in Daytona Beach. Kaden Knapp will be on the call solo, 1:15 p.m. again on WBGU 88.1 FM. And then men's basketball plays tomorrow against New Mexico State. Had a rough loss today. They face off against a pretty good team in New Mexico State tomorrow. Not the draw that the Falcon men's basketball team wanted under the direction of Todd Simon. They play in Temple, Arizona against New Mexico State 2 p.m. Tomorrow. We will not have a broadcast. Unfortunately, no FMSN members will be in Arizona tomorrow, but we will have an article available at bgfalconmedia.com by Artie Abrego just shortly after the game ends, so stay tuned to that. BGFalconMedia.com, BG_FMSN is where you can get all of your BGSU athletics news and updates, as well as the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel, where we post our video content and other rebroadcasts and stuff from the Falcon Media Sports Network, all visualized instead of our radio audio content. Special thank you to Lucas Kleinmeyer and Tyler Kavelitz for allowing us the ability to broadcast. Holden Rock, who pushed the buttons for us today. I know it's Black Friday and he could be spending some money, but Holden, thank you for being in the booth for us back in the cooling center and pressing the buttons and making sure we get on air. We are really appreciative to you for that. And a special thank you to Rick Crow, who sponsored our BGSU hockey travel this season for all BGSU away games. This coming week, after these two games, we're going to be in Mankato, Minnesota for Minnesota State, all the way up there in Minnesota. I'll be there for both games, and that wouldn't be possible without Rick Crow. He's sponsored the first period. His late wife, Marta Crow, has sponsored the second period. Special thank you to you for supporting both BGSU hockey and the Falcon Media Sports Network. Nathan Burkett, it was a pleasure calling with you today. Myself, Ben Korak from the Falcon Media Sports Network, and you are listening to WBGU 88.1 FM, your home for every game of BGSU hockey.
This broadcast has been a Falcon Media Sports Network production. For more BGSU sports news and updates, follow Falcon Media Sports Network on Twitter X at BG_FMSN, BG Falcon Media on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and head over to BGFalconMedia.com.